The show features adults using adult language and discussing mature topics. You have been warned.
To make a only one console game anymore, as shown by so many games going to multi-consoles.
Right.
Or at least timed exclusives, which I like timed exclusives, mainly because when it gets to PC, it actually has a bunch of patching to do with it.
Yeah.
It runs a lot better and doesn't,
I'm fine with that because like they got to have a business model to look up to encourage adoption of their platform. Fine.
I 100% am fine with getting late releases because I prefer that.
But that said, like let's look really quick. When did Bloodborne come out?
2014.
Thank you. I'm glad somebody.
I knew that right away.
No, because I was hesitant, but I was about to say the same.
Actually, I looked at it. Google said it's March 24th, 2015. Yeah. So you were very close, but still, like Johnny on the spot. So point for you.
I just remember that's like one of the very, very few games I've actually like. I got to call off work. I'm sick because it's the release day.
Yeah. Oh, that game. I loved that game.
Anyway, we're live.
Great. Me coughing into the internet for all to hear. Thank you.
Hi.
It's okay. We're all social distance from each other, so it's okay.
Could be it's not the Rona. Thankfully, I got a negative test, so I know it's not that. But
that's good.
That's always good news.
Whatever it is, it's been kicking my ass and the whole household.
It's better than any type of foot fungus.
'Tis the season.
This isn't Retroverse.
I thought that was more for Scotty's channel, not just Retroverse.
Now think about it.
Both, really.
It was mostly Retroverse.
It's mostly Retroverse.
I didn't even know that.
Trackless C did it a lot too.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not a hard and fast rule. I think we did it during Reign of Misrule too.
Now it's spreading over to here, so shut up.
Do you need some Lotrimin or something?
I don't know. Ask Scotty.
Can we have a god named Lotrimin?
Lotrimin.
They're like they're diametrically opposed to Zugtmoy.
Yes. Yeah.
No, that's my pantheon. You can't get. No, I'm going to destroy that fungus.
The antifungal god.
I don't know why, but I imagine just Mr. Clean.
It would have to be Mr. Clean. No eyebrows, Mr. Clean, though.
He's like
to look even more weird.
Is he the aspect of the god Lotrimin, or is he like
that's his avatar.
That's his avatar.
Yeah.
I think Mario would be a good like cleric of Lotrimin because he's always stomping mushrooms and eating them too.
Well,
True.
Well, he's like the hero of the Mushroom Kingdom, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's a weird.
I don't exactly see Mr. Clean getting on the floor and licking up the. Okay, this was supposed to be a joke with the.
I was about to say
joke about eating mushrooms, and I failed it completely.
Ask any rich middle-aged housewife, and they'll probably say yes.
Well, it was supposed to be a joke referring to how Mario does eat the effectively the same mushrooms he stomps on, and then I failed that joke horribly. So
it's okay. That went somewhere.
See, you're like get on their knees and licking, and I'm like feet.
No, this sounds like the start of some weird 50s/BDSM kind of like Donna Reed Bondo cosplay.
All right, on that note,
anyway,
back to the Silver Fleet, everybody. We appreciate everyone who is here today. Unfortunately, due to some technical difficulties, we are minus a few players who really, really, really wanted to be here. And we are down some people because they're sick or not feeling well. So we are going to just progress the main story anyway with everyone who is here. I do apologize for those of you who can't make it. I've done the best I can to try and kind of postpone what's going on with side quests as much as I can. But I think
there's only so much you can postpone.
Right. I'm actually running out of side quests. I planned on these to run through most of the campaign, and now there's like a few left because we've ground through them all.
Good Lord. Like, have you hit the entire, like, the quest hook 100 in the back of the DM book?
Yeah, we're kind of really grinding through everything I have had planned for this just in side quest push alone. So
we're making sure we're gonna be max level before the final encounter, like every good RPG player.
Speaking of that, we are 11th
that we are. Yes.
11?
Yes.
11, yes.
11,
then I make sure to level myself up.
Well, to be fair, though, with a group that's this large, when we have everybody together, you miss one or two people, and of course it's going to go rolling into something like that.
Right.
But it's still a good solid number of people to play it, right?
Right.
Four here, we're not feeling necessarily gimped. But like 6 and 7, that's like almost getting into crazy pants territory.
Right. Well, it makes combat take even longer. But all right, so we will start with where we left off. But in order to remember where we left off, I think we should probably make you remember that. So everyone roll a d6.
Oh,
I
no.
wasn't here. I don't think I was here the last game, so I'm exempt.
God.
Blake's adopting my habits that I got from Aya.
It's spreading.
I have an excuse. Haha.
Trace.
Dice don't fail me. 6.
Oh,
Who got a 6?
Me.
What happened last time?
Oh Jesus.
please don't do it
The
in
last
your
thing-
rusty voice.
No. The last thing I remember us doing was, let's see, we were talking about moving the ring world. I remember that there was an uninvited guest in the form of, and maybe this was like the session before last, because if that's so, then I don't remember anything that happened.
Actually,
last time.
you're covering the last 2, so that's good. Keep
You
going.
might as well start there. It gets the memory flowing.
Well, honestly, like kind of the last thing that I remember was like when we wiped the floor with supposedly the Dread Pirate Space Guy or whatever in his silver teardrop ship.
Mhm.
Beyond that, like I'm kind of drawing a blank, frankly, but I'm sick and drunk a little bit, so don't count on me for anything.
That's okay. That you got most of it right there. Actually, that was the last 2 episodes altogether. Was the legendary assassin, as his real name has not been mentioned, and nobody knows what it is. He is the
but we have a
captain of the
nickname.
Silver Fleet. The legendary assassin as he is, he
We kind of shamed him.
showed
Like,
up, but in one of the silver craft. But there were so many of you versus one craft. You just mopped the freaking floor with him in an epic space battle. But when the craft destroyed, it didn't blow up like a traditional craft or explode or fall apart or fly apart in space or whatever. It literally burned away as if just been consumed by some sort of flame that obviously wasn't there because it's space. But it just sort of seemed to just burn or evaporate away. And you didn't see a corpse anywhere, so you don't know what happened to him.
yeah, my instinct tells me it didn't see the body. He's not really dead.
Well,
Hiding in your shadow.
we do know what happened.
Oh, and isn't there still like
Actually, you didn't know what happened until somebody told you what happened because they identified the spell.
Oh yeah.
Zora identified that right as the craft was like discorporating into nothingness, Zora identified the use of a spell that shouldn't exist, but was used to move the space
Traveling without moving.
captain or whatever to wherever he chose.
Okay,
A
but now I
spell
gotta.
called Teleport Without Error.
Ooh, that's fun. I was gonna say, is this guy like a Kwisatz Haderach? Is he just like fold space without the use of the highlight?
No, that's the DNA ship.
Okay.
The DNA ship folds space around the craft. It doesn't move through space, it moves space around the craft.
That's good. We like that. Also, Rusty has got some new toys on, and he's still open for business if anybody else wants to upgrade their gear. There's a couple of armor upgrades that we can throw on there, and a handful of nice weapon touches. I think so far only Zora really has delved into it. I think Scotty, did
Dalgar
you?
got some.
Yeah, Dalgar got a couple.
It was a gun.
Yeah. Was it? Let's see. I have to go back in the chat.
It was a gun with a bunch of mods on it.
Yeah,
So uncivilized.
but that's okay. But yeah, Rusty's showing up with some brand new add-ons to his toys too. So
Oh, we were gonna head towards the gnome area, no magic. That's why I
Yes.
was doing that.
You
Oh, right.
phased
yeah,
you
the,
phased the ring world to a new location and generated the sun again, which is all a process that is both incredible, awe-inspiring, and weird all at the exact same time, where the entire ring world just kind of appeared somewhere else, and then the sun kind of went and just reappeared again. And now you know the sun that is in the middle is an Einstein-Rosen bridge to a portal to the radiant dimension, which is why solar power is just so incredibly effective here on the ring world, because you don't get much brighter than the dimension where radiance is created.
right.
The dimension of bright.
Right. So nothing gets brighter than a portal to that dimension.
So is-
literally.
Is this like on the elemental,
How
like on the
else?
cosmological wheel, like you know how you had like the elemental plane of fire, earth, air, and water? Is this like the light and dark planes?
Yeah, so the radiant dimension is the opposite of the plane of shadow.
Is that Shadowfell or is that something else in this cosmology?
Shadowfell was something that happened in 4th edition that they brought over in 5th edition because they just didn't want to discorporate things, but then stepped on their own toes and said, wait, no, the negative energy plane still exists.
They
said it in one paragraph of one sentence of one article.
A lot of the planes got messed up bad, and in 5th edition they're like realigning to where they were. So like there's still
the negative energy plane still exists.
Negative.
Yeah, the negative energy plane still exists, but there's only one creature that comes from it, and that's it. And trust me, you don't want to encounter it. But
it just points at you.
You fought one in one of my other campaigns.
Yeah, we know.
I was going to say, is it Chris's evil closet monkey?
Essentially.
A huge-sized version, yeah.
It likes to bring night. Anyway.
But in any case, so the radiant plane is basically that opposite. So it's the opposite of the plane of negative energy. It's the plane of positive energy. But since they don't do positive and negative energy anymore, we'll just say it's the really bright place. That's opposite the really dark place.
I hate to grab the spotlight for just a moment, but
sure.
We moved this ring world to Zora's original location for the flotilla.
Which was near the Gnomish flotilla as well. It's not too far from where they are.
And we also grabbed what it was effectively a hangar bay out of the debris that we still haven't been able to go through because I was panicking after being in the spotlight for so long.
It's okay.
Nothing wrong with that.
So,
also,
right. We'll deal with that at another time, or we can handle that another session, if you wanted to. I was going to progress the story a bit this time around.
No, I just meant that as far as adding to what we were doing over the last 2 episodes. I wasn't trying to say that.
Yeah, no, we did acquire a hangar bay of sorts from the remains of Zora's flotilla. It's still a very sensitive subject to Zora in character, so it's something that you probably haven't got much more information out of Zora since it's still kind of fresh, having brought back those old wounds again. But it is safely secured in a safe orbit away from where the ring world is. So it's not going to hit the ring world in any way, but the debris is safely nearby in the gravity well of the portal, but not at risk of hitting the ring world, of course. The ring world itself doesn't generate its own gravity in any way, despite the mass being from several solar systems worth of rocks and metal. It, for some strange reason, doesn't seem to generate its own gravity in that way.
Does it have its own artificial gravity generators? What's holding things onto it?
It seems to hold together
force.
as if by some sort of artificial gravity, but it doesn't exert gravity on any external force.
I was going to say, that's nonsense. If you stand on the outside of the ring, you get flung off.
It is powered by the most powerful power in all the verse. Live.
A perfectly still object in space. Somebody call the physicists.
Yep. But it's not really rotating around the sun, because the sun's not really a sun. It's a Einstein-Rosen portal.
It's synchronized perfectly with the ever-expanding universe. So it looks like it's staying still.
Yeah.
Relative to everything else that we know.
Only this is a sci-fi universe, so we're not doing any of that stuff. I'm ignoring those laws of physics.
Yeah, we got magic. It's whatever.
Yeah. I ignored those once magic came around.
We got gnomes. It's fine.
And so that's what happened last time. That's a good recap. Thank you, everyone who participated in that. That was fun. And so we will get into what's going to happen today. So you all kind of are gathered around. Talurra, you just showed up from yet another strange psychic headache. You're feeling much better, though, not even reminiscent of whatever had happened. And you kind of join Zora and Rusty and Delgar in one of the just dining areas that are real small that you guys kind of meet at yourselves because it's not public where everyone else is going to see. So you can talk about, dangers to the multiverse or the verse and all that other stuff and not have to make everyone panic. So the group of you kind of come in. You're all kind of sitting around eating and whatnot. And of course, Lacathion is here as well, brooding in the corner,
As he
eating
always
some
does.
eating some jerky in the corner, not participating in conversation, but just kind of brooding in the corner to himself.
So bitchy.
It's so sharp over there.
He's crawling in his skin because those wounds will not heal.
Yeah. And you get a message on the private terminal that is built into the table that you guys are eating at. And it is your friend, the Rockman, that you left in orbit around Martoth 19 to monitor the Titan craft that you were going to attack. His name is Grimes, for those of you who forgot. I've only said it twice, so I didn't expect you to remember.
Oh, I
It's
thought it was
funny.
Korg for a minute.
It's funny
No,
because I
it's Grimes.
actually remember his name.
Good.
My
Because
question
I remember
is,
your voice for him too.
my question is, did we leave him in a ship?
Yes.
No, we just left him in space.
He is in his custom fighter craft, which
Okay.
looks very rock-like.
He is rock.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty solid.
It is. And he comes up on the monitor and sort of like the screen comes up and he goes, "Hey guys, Grimes here. There's a strange problem you've got there with this Titan craft you're looking to attack.
Yes.
Oh,
It looks as though the drives are about to go. I say it's probably got another 15 or 16 hours before there's some sort of meltdown down there, and about the only other quantum chip you're going to pick out of is maybe the melted remains of one.
well then we better hurry then.
Something tried to fire up a while ago. I got a huge spike in the thing, and it has just sort of started to go all wonky.
That's not a good sign.
Well,
Now, I didn't think it was.
do you mean? Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to try and take on your accent there. Do you mean wonky like going to blow up wonky, or do you mean wonky like going to create magical craziness and turn us all into blue bubbles or something?
Can I
No,
roll a
no,
technology roll?
It seems to be doing that thing where the power spikes in an unsafe manner that you don't want to see with nuclear fusion reactors.
Oh well, shit! You just need to vent it.
Yeah.
Let's get on down there. I'll
The
sort her
vents
out.
look a little broken. I can see them from here. At
All
least with that probe that you left down there, I could use to spy on it with. Thankfully, the external gun's still on. Technology check. Those of you who care to know.
25.
Ooh wee.
Holy shit.
Ooh wee. Hold on. I might actually be able to beat that. I can, in fact.
What's your
Hold on, let
bonus?
me one up you.
No, actually, I take that back. I can't beat that up. I need to get a 22. Sorry.
22. All right. Well,
What's your bonus? I'm curious.
+7.
I'm better
I don't
at
have
technology.
expertise.
I'm better at technology than you.
I only actually have a 16 int on this character. I made a mistake and I pumped strength because
I
I
think
thought
I have-
big beefy
that's-
orc.
I almost have as much in technology as you do. I have a +5.
so those of you who succeeded, you identify that it sounds like the nuclear fusion reactors are becoming unshielded, which could result in a dangerous nuclear explosion in the manner of generating an EMP and possibly imploding large portions of the craft once the fusion matter reaction starts to break down. So it sounds like the shielding in the nuclear fusion reactors is starting to go.
With the 25, would there be any way I could save it?
You
Hypothetically.
think that it is hypothetically reversible if it were shut down.
I was going to say,
Shut
do we
down
want to
and fully
stabilize it or
vented.
just cut it off?
Yeah, shut down and fully vented, then the shielding could be repaired and it could be refired back up again. This sounds like old tech though, so whether fixing it and getting it back up and running again is a priority or not is up to you.
Be nice
It
Yeah,
is
I
a
reckon we could-
Titan craft. It is big as a city.
It
Just
might
for
be worth
reference.
it. Might be worth it just because it's a Titan-sized craft. Those are hard to come by.
I mean, but trying to shut down all the hydrogen injectors on a Titan-sized craft at once is no mean feat either.
It is true.
Seems like it could be done, but I mean, damn, we better hope that the mechanics and the actual vent controls are still working.
Well, we're here for the chip more than
I'll-
anything.
I'll go get my tools.
Thanks
Hey,
for
yeah,
getting
so I'll stay in orbit here, but you guys might want to jump over here as fast as you can. It's only got about 16 hours or so, I'd say, before whatever's happening down there starts to look a little glowy.
Well, we'll be there as soon as we can. Thank you for the update.
Hey, no problem. I'll stay a safe distance away.
Yes,
I hope that
please
probe
do.
down there wasn't something you liked. It might start to fry out if it sits down there much longer. You know the probe was not important.
May the verse be with you. As turn off the comm.
Yeah,
Also
for the
with
goodbyes.
you.
sure. He turns it off.
Somebody ping Rusty, make sure he doesn't forget Blue.
Oh no, I'm not liable to forget the dollhouse. Don't worry.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think you said blue. Blue.
I thought you said glue.
Glue.
Yeah.
The
Oh.
duct
I
tape.
mean,
Gotta
he
get
might
the
need
duct tape.
glue too, but
Space glue.
No, you don't
Available at your
understand. Like,
local Space Mart.
Rusty in his workshop, Rusty has like literally like the UPS store style like roller of like vent tape that you like
Yeah.
pull out like with both hands.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
A sample size of space glue comes with every Dungeon Delver 9000.
Mhm.
The Dungeon Delver 9000 is just a giant ass wrench.
no, it's a series of really cheaply made rat tail tang knives that instantly break the minute you use them.
Ooh-wee.
They're his idea, not mine. I
They,
used
they
them.
were stolen from a friend of mine who borrowed them from one of those crappy infomercials where they're selling those unrealistic knives that have all the swirly twirls and stuff on it that look really cool but serve no purpose in combat at all.
On a slight side tangent, you all know what Acquisitions Incorporated is, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so we were playing an Acquisitions Incorporated game, and I was the kobold in our team, in our franchise, and he came up with the Dungeon Delver 9000 to sell. And they have rules for doing shit like this. Scam products, I think is what it was actually called. And we rolled really good. We made like 200 some gold on it in 1 week. It was nuts. But anyway,
I love it.
back to here.
Your final boss is going to be a character that bought one of those and immediately like sliced off.
Doesn't matter. The
No,
kobold encountered
That's not
4
the
shadows at once. It was dead. It was very
Yeah,
dead.
yeah, for sure.
I like where he's going though with this. Like you want to run that out. It's like he swore an oath of vengeance and suddenly like became like a supervillain because he got stiffed on one of your
Because
products.
he got stiffed on a product.
And he's just got his whole like supervillain revenge complex built around this guy ripped me off. That's possibly one of the worst origin
Right.
stories I've ever heard for a villain.
Right?
Right up there with Syndrome.
I think they still sell the product, and it's got my kobold's face on it. He's like, ding! It's great.
It's so awesome. All right. So you gather your stuff together as fast as you can, and you get into which ship?
I
The one that
will,
can get there the fastest.
Oh, I definitely have to bring my crab along for the
Of
ride for this
course.
one.
I will join along.
Are
with
we?
the crowd.
Okay. How? This is a
Oh.
Titan class craft. We can bring big sis, right, or whatever the big.
The
sister.
pilot for Big Sister is currently not here, so
I will-
someone
I
else
will.
would have to pilot.
It doesn't matter
I
what
will.
she
I will
says.
pilot. I will pilot it.
I can also pilot. I have a really good piloting skill.
Okay, cool.
Then
Well,
go right ahead, Talurra.
all right, Talurra, you get to pilot Big Sister.
Hell yeah.
I'm just going to assume you're taking as much as you can.
Oh yeah,
Everyone grabs their
bring our goddamn
mech.
Amarda.
Everyone grabs their mech because you know that you will need one to go onto this little adventure.
Mhm.
That mech that you have is the one you'll need for
You must be this mechy.
the
to
epic
ride the
moment we
train.
are going to have here. So you all grab those, load them up into Big Sister, and then fly off as fast as you can.
We're not having
Punching
an
it
epic
with
moment.
several
We're having a
jumps.
mech moment.
Yep.
We're getting in the
Punching it
mech.
with several jumps as fast as you can. And you get to the very dangerous system of Martoth 19. I need a pilot check, Talurra.
All right.
I have to be right back real fast.
Sure, go ahead.
So that's a 24.
All right. You successfully maneuver around the first near collision of several planets, and give me another one.
That one is a 21.
All right. And you successfully maneuver around the second near collision with the group of dangerously close orbiting planets. And after having
you make this
arrived,
bumpy ride like a cruise.
He certainly did. And you get to the planet that you know is Martoth 19, which logically should be one of the outside ones, but is definitely not. So you really hope that whoever named this system started with the outside and counted in instead of, the other way around.
We just saw Martoth 9 and 3 collide into each other.
So it
Almost,
become
yeah.
9 3/4.
And you see the very odd polyhedral sun that is in the center of this very strange universe that flows in an atomic structure. So Martoth 19 is a dangerous system because all of the planets seem to move in very uncharacteristically dangerous orbits. They don't hit each other for whatever reason, which might have something to do with the strange polyhedral sun. The sun is shaped like a D12, by the way. It's not round at all. The sun is actually shaped like a D12.
Don't tell Kat; she'll have a meltdown about how gravity will work or how time zones will work.
On the star, yeah, time zones on the star. Let's just worry about not burning up first.
I knew that bugged Scotty a lot.
Anyway, so
Hey, wait. So hold on. I have to ask though. Does daylight savings time exist on a
No. Let's continue.
And
It's daylight's always being wasted because it's a star. It's just burning everyone's.
the very strange, possibly manufactured star aside, you arrive at the Martoth 19 planet, and you see your good friend Grimes's ship kind of staying in orbit around the planet there, and you get a ping from him the minute you get kind of close enough.
What kind of ship is he flying?
He's flying a fighter. It's the equivalent to a saber, but it's made out of rocks.
Oh, okay. I was like, a fellow like that, I would expect to have a battle planetoid of some kind or another.
It's close to it, but it's like a fighter craft version. So it's like an asteroid with a bunch of guns on the outside and some portholes.
Oh, a blasteroid. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
That sounds incredibly like Omega.
It's a squig battle moon, Scotty.
Hell yeah.
You know that the craft is commonly dwarves like to make crafts that look like asteroids, so it's probably a dwarf make to this particular craft, Rusty. You've seen dwarf craft like this before. For whatever reason, they enjoy making them look like asteroids.
Dwarf craft is as close as we're going to get to orc craft from 40k.
I reckon it's on account of they're not happy unless they're under Earth.
Probably. And he pings your craft as you approach. Oh, hey, just in time. Everything seems to be continuing to get worse. I'm not sure how much time is left. I'm not an engineer. I'm a pilot. So it still looks bad. I've kept a couple asteroids off the planet's surface. There was a collision of some of the planets on the outside, but it was very strange. They came back together after they broke. I don't know how that happened. But here we are.
Would you be able to get us coordinates for the closest landing station near the chip?
Sure, here they are.
All right.
They should take you right outside the lava tube. You just gotta slide down in, and there you go.
Dalgar just looks at Talurra and nods. Talurra is our pilot.
All right.
Well,
Do we have a map of the Titan that shows us where the fusion reactor is versus where the fuel tanks are?
The outside of the craft is shielded from scanning.
Right.
I
So
know
they
you
made
like
this
exhaust
thing
port
with the
somewhere.
intent of hiding things. Oh, wait, it was made by Redlock.
Oh,
They're good at hiding things.
that makes perfect sense.
They
So-
are good at that.
Can we try and scan the surface for a thermal vent or something?
Once we get through the shield.
You see some thermal vents,
Are they
but
big
they
enough
look
to accept
busted.
Oh, okay, so no, not big enough to fit a fighter in.
No.
How about a Millennium Falcon?
Nope.
Damn.
How about a Sentry Falcon?
You land Big Sister down on the surface at the safe landing location, and you suit up into your mech suits that are all recently tooled up and polished, thanks to your dear friend Dr. Under.
I'm sorry, but might I ask, what do they do again? Are they just our spacesuits that don't stop working if we get hurt?
So these particular mechs will allow you to have your awesome epic moment, but they also basically give you 50 extra hit points, and your strength is considered 20 if it's not already.
Wait a second. time out. Are these mechanized like life suits, or are these actual mecha like?
These
a
are
Gundam or like a-
mechanized life suits. They make
Okay.
you're effectively large sized when you wear them. You're not medium sized anymore because it's like you get inside. It kind of works like power armor in Fallout 4. The back opens up, you get inside, and it closes around you, and it makes you large sized.
How many?
I remember this from our first episode.
How much
I would like to
temporary-
elect to take my crab instead.
Okay, you can.
So the crab has like 10 times my level hit points, so 110 hit points.
Right.
It has an enclosure cockpit, which means I'm protected from outside effects, and I take 1/2 of the damage that the crab takes.
Okay,
It also happens to have a climb speed.
nice.
How many temporary?
No, it's not temporary.
no, I
sorry.
mean
The
for
mechs
ours.
that you
50.
guys get 50.
Okay.
50 extra like mech hit points until the mech fails.
Right. I just wanted to add it to my character sheet. So
Right. So, and like I said, your strength is effectively 20 when you're using these, if it's not already. And you get into your mechs and open up and go out to the now dust-covered planet surface. There's a lot of fried, blackened dust and carbon just sort of blowing around on the surface. Your suits all ping that there's high radiation levels detected nearby.
high radiation levels detected.
Yep. And you climb down into the lava tube. The lava tube
Oxygen.
is kind of at like a 45 degree, a 45 degree angle. And at the bottom of this large lava tube is the Titan craft. And the Titan craft looks as though it was kind of like backed in, for those of you who are trying to picture this. And the front of this Titan craft, this Titan craft looks like a giant red tube. With the white red lock symbol painted on the front. The white red lock symbol is pristine and undamaged, despite the fact that the outside of this craft looked scoured by years of sand and wear.
And radiation burn.
And radiation burn. Bristling from this tube-like structure are all manner of fairly dangerous-looking weapons. You identify at least 5 arcane cannons, 6 or 7 different sets of 2 autocannons each, and that's just in the front. And an array of missile batteries that could possibly wipe out life on a planet on their own.
Nasty.
Are we sure we don't want to try to salvage this while we can?
I thought that's what we were doing.
Something tells me it's not going to give us much of a choice in the matter of salvaging it, at least until we get past its others.
I feel like for us to be able to complete both of our missions, regrettably, we'll have to split up into 2 teams.
I mean, we could, or we could just focus down trying to turn off the fusion engine, and then we can take our time finding the chip.
You see a entrance that you can get into that looks as though it was a small fighter hangar, and the holographic wall that's supposed to protect it from the outside forces is down. All the other holographic walls on the rest of this seem to be up and working perfectly.
Maybe Talurra and Zora could go for the chip, while Rusty and I attempt to shut down the engines.
Okay.
And if we know we can't do it in time, we'll just meet up with you or your team and proceed for the chip.
Who has the best technological advantage other than Rusty? Because it's not me.
I know my way around technology.
Well, over and above being, at a +7 with tech, I've also got the tools to fix literally anything. So
I'm asking who would be better to lead the second party. Would it be Talurra or Dalgar?
Meta-wise, I have +8 on technology.
Otherwise, I have a +5.
And I think it's mostly just because my intelligence is really high for the psychic stuff.
happen to have on me though, like the tools.
Yeah, you have the tools.
Yeah.
You got the
So-
touch.
In
He
this
got the
case,
power.
You should not be trying
dealt
to do that with a voice that's so scratched up, man.
Yeah, I know. It's bad. It's bad.
I have dealt with many reactors back in my main sector where I used to live.
Then this is loath to admit. Maybe you and I should form the second team, and Talurra goes with Rusty.
Why do you say that?
Two separate tech heads going opposite directions has a better chance of solving both problems. If two of you go to the same aspect, the other two are void in space, as it were.
But if Talurra kind of poked, if they go together, if they fail and the thing is going to go anyways, it won't matter if we have a tech person, if the other group has a tech person.
No, but if one gets to the reactor and the other one gets to the ship, to the chip, then at least there's a way of one engineer accomplishing the task.
Zora, what's your passive insight?
It also be might to know that none of you have a map of the inside.
Yeah.
That's kind of my point here. Yeah. Insight
So you don't even know if taking two different paths is an option.
is 12 for passive.
Okay. Dalgar says, yes, I see your point, Zora, but you can sense that he seems worried about you specifically. Like he thinks you're going to try to do something.
Probably.
And just you two. Like, oh, Dalgar couldn't make it, he got stuck.
There was nothing we could do.
There were 5 cardboard boxes on him, I couldn't help.
Oh, they were all mimics.
To be fair, the cardboard box idea solves 2 problems. 1, my annoyance with Dalgar. 2, if I can lift it in the first place, then it's not a mimic.
That's
And
true.
hell, 3, it keeps you on your toes by trying to block a cardboard box.
I can lift it if it is a mimic.
Doesn't need the distraction.
But anyways, let's...
As you approach the open hangar door, which seems to be the most logical entrance, unless you wish to make your own in another illogical place, you approach the open hangar door where the holographic display is busted. You can see sparks kind of spraying out at different parts of where the holographic display should be emitting, but it is definitely broken.
It should be here, but it isn't.
Thankfully, it isn't, because it looks like a fairly solid holographic shield, judging from some of the other ones you walked past to get here. It's near the bottom of the craft, so it's easier to reach from the ground. With the help of the climbing crab, you're able to kind of get Rusty, climbs in and pulls the rest of you up into the hangar kind of thing. The hangar sits at an uncomfortable angle because of how it sits on the craft. You think this would make sense if you were in a zero gravity environment like space, but doesn't really make a lot of sense here on this, gravity filled planet. So it's a bit difficult, but you can climb up in. And as you note that you're climbing up into this hangar, well, there's a lot of other busted things around here. There are no other spacecraft. You do see in this hangar in the corner a locker.
Is it
How big of a locker?
Like a locker you'd see in a high school.
so definitely too small to be manipulated by a crab?
So
Large size.
it would be medium size? Large size?
Medium size probably could. You could get it with one of the mech hands
Yeah.
if you just tore the door
You
off.
notice the mech hand goes like this, and I just boom. It's not attached to the wall or anything, right?
Just rip the door off the hinges.
No, the whole locker just boom, right up to
You
us.
could.
Oh, you call it? Okay.
You can also kind of psychically open the lock too. It's manipulatable with Mage Hand.
Oh, I'm using the point to pull the whole thing to us, and then Mage Hand to open it.
Oh, yeah. No, that's fine. That works. As you do that and open the locker, you see sitting inside the locker a collection of pistols. These particular pistols look very, very, very impressive.
Treasure for later.
Technology.
Toys. All
Tech-
right.
Wait a second.
Technology
Wait a
checks.
second. Wait a second.
Yeah.
Didn't Dalgar spend some moolah on?
I spent one of my psionic energy points to pull a medium-sized object.
26.
No, I was talking about you spending money on pistols, and then lo and behold,
24.
we find some in
Oh.
the chest the second we start exploring.
Oh, no, it
Pistols
wasn't a
all
pistol.
look like this.
Fuck,
Oh,
you
yeah,
got
it's
us
a
bolt
bolter.
pistols?
Wait, I didn't see it. Put it back. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Scotty, I love how you and I both go, Jesus Christ, you gave us bolt pistols.
Oh God.
Okay, so you guys know they're like comically huge looking pistols, especially the magazines, because each bullet is the size of a aluminum can.
Urge
The
to
size of a
raw
red
rising.
can.
Yeah, it's
And you all kind of know that this particular pistol looks really strange compared to pistols you normally see. Technology check, those of you who wish to do so.
yep.
24.
I'm waiting for D&D Beyond to roll my dice. For some reason, my browser does not like. Hey, there we go. 9. I rolled in that one.
Nice. Rusty?
26 for me.
Okay. The Talurra and Rusty, you both identify these pistols as Inquisition Enforcers. These are the legendary pistols that the Inquisition used to use, the Inquisition Enforcers that were part of the Xenoplague Inquisition. There happens to be 12 of them in here, and these things are like worth more than diamond on the open market, if diamond was worth anything.
The bullets are essentially mini rockets.
I reckon we ought to stick that entire locker in somebody's bag.
Absolutely.
While my thing's still going. Punk.
Okay.
So write that down, Scotty. Don't forget.
Yeah,
How many were there in there?
12.
12.
12. I'm writing them down too, just in case.
Mark me down for one of them.
Inquisition Enforcers.
Is there a
They
stat
have
block
other
coming?
stats and other stuff I will give you, but I'm not doing them right now.
All right.
All right. And the exit to this particular hangar, so there's nothing else in here but debris and a lot of sand from the outside because the holograph is broken, so the sand is blowing around in here, is a vaulted door. This door looks as though it can be opened fairly easily. There's a giant button on the side, and there's no other control.
Does the button have words on it?
Yeah, it says open and close.
Okay, good.
Press and hold it for 5 seconds and tell me what the color is.
As you press and hold the button
It's a
for 5
router.
seconds.
Okay.
No.
No,
Have none of you
keep,
seen?
No, that's keep talking and you won't explode.
Yes.
Joke there.
Rusty's
Oh
gonna.
my God.
I got you, Sage. I
Thank
got you.
At least one person did.
I missed the entire thing. I'm sorry.
The button illuminates green and the door goes.
I'm gonna ready an action to swing at anything that moves on the other side of that door.
The door moves.
As the door opens and sort of opens, the lights kind of like flicker behind it and sort of come on, illuminating a small, like, looks like airlock of sorts. And then there's
Is it
another door
painted
on the other
red?
side. Yes,
Oh,
the
it's
entire
sealed off there.
interior is red.
Red airlock.
Dalgar cautiously goes inside. AKA, if he needs to, he's taking a dodge action.
Talurra 2.
Anyone else dodgy?
Dodgy.
Or you're attacky?
I'm readying an action to attack anything.
I
that
can
comes out.
protect-
Or are you Leroy E?
Leroy.
All right, let's do this.
Are we Jenkinsy today?
You all get inside.
At least you
and
got chicken.
as you push the other button, the door behind you closes. You hear a kind of sealing noise and some air gushing and blowing around. All the sand that was on you and on the outside of your mechs and stuff that stick there because of static force all gets blasted and sucked off.
Oh, nice.
And the whole air inside of the airlock looks nice and clean. And then the other side, the light turns green and the door opens. Now, these doors, I should say, are large enough that your mechs move through them quite easily.
Nice.
Good. Don't even have to crouch.
Oh, I gotta ask. When we're in these, doggo.
Blurry doggo.
When we're in these mechs, are we able to use our normal conventional weapons with them, or?
You know that your mechs each have a modified version of your conventional weapons that Dr. Under made for you to work with the mech.
I got to meet this Dr. Under. He seems like they seem like a real interesting individual.
All right, so I can just use the same stats as normal, but we'll just say like slashing
Everything will
damage.
function right. Everything will function normal. It's just bigger because it fits in the hand of the mech. That's why I said modified version. All right. Right.
Surprisingly, like I'm still like with the crab arbor, like I'm still like not actually significantly different from anything that's happening here because he does have one of his big fuck off hammers built into the arm.
So,
Right.
Thank you, Scotty.
Talurra
for
just
appreciating
has-
that joke.
Twilla just has like 2 infinity gauntlets. And just-
I mean, with the damage I do, that may as well be.
Minus the gem,
Yeah.
minus the gem sockets, of course. I'm
Right.
just thinking because
Maybe
the
the power
gauntlet's
gem.
so bulky.
Right.
It's just the power fist. Just
Yeah, like big power fists. Yeah.
that is one of my favorite weapons to use in that game.
Hands
It's the
down.
way it sounds when you punch someone.
Yep.
Oh.
On the other side of this doorway that opens is a box-like area where there looks to be a lot of other like tables and desks and stuff set up where people could sit down and talk, like a little meeting area or a dining room of some kind. There's a staircase to the left that says weapons deck. There's a staircase to the right that goes down. The staircase to the left goes up. The staircase to the right goes down, and it says experimental laboratories. And then there's a door that goes forward that says life deck.
Well,
BB.
Well, shit.
So where exactly in the ship are we needing to go? Are you not able to track that from up there? To our
You
friend
hear
up
nothing.
in space? Ooh.
I mean,
You hear nothing.
it is very well shielded, so I assume that our
Are there-
word comms.
Are there anywhere where we could plug into a terminal? Or of some point?
There is a terminal that is nearby.
Are there any maps on the wall?
Nope.
Yeah, that's why I'm going to one. I am not proficient, but I guess this would be using a data check to try and get information.
You walk up to the
right?
terminal and you're like, all right, let me turn this thing on. And you flip the dip switch to turn it on. And the terminal kind of like sparks fly out one side and kind of like you jump just ever so slightly expecting it to explode or something. And then the terminal kind of like looks all staticky. And then you see like a weird display on it that looks like an amoeba-like thing. And
Like a
it's kind of
box.
squiggly looking.
Must
And it
be
goes, oh, it's good to have friends here again. I've been alone down here in this tube all too long. Some of you seem awful familiar. Have I infected you before? You know exactly what that is that's talking to you, those of you who have been infected by this.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I don't
Everybody
know.
but Rusty.
I don't
Rusty's
care
like,
if I have or
"Huh?"
not. I already don't like this. Like, just every instinct right now is saying smash this thing with
Are-
extreme prejudice.
Do these mech suits have the environmental
Yeah.
things? So
All of your mech suits are like extreme biohazard detected, infectious disease detected, noxious disease detected.
heater class.
Virulent disease detected.
Yeah, there are like 5 different descriptors for types of horrible diseases that are currently detected by your suits in the environment around you.
It's like the meme where like 50 Windows error messages come up.
Yeah. Only the top of the suit's like dee, 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 dee.
Time to purge it with fire.
I've got Blue's dollhouse sitting in the passenger seat of my cockpit right now.
Uh-huh.
Is it time to deploy the
And it's time to
dollhouse?
roll up your windows.
Oh, they're already up.
All I can think of is the meme
Somehow
of not
Russ-
only will you die, it'll be very painful as you die.
I like to think somehow Rusty has like this big cigar in his suit.
Oh, yeah.
It's like,
Oh,
how?
no, because it's like the cockpit of this thing is it's almost like a trucker cab or a tractor
Yeah.
or something, right?
Oh, then
So, yeah,
okay,
I
that'd
mean-
be fine.
Also, it's
Come on, big cat.
comfortable. It's comfortable. He can sleep in it without suffering any ill effects.
The stairway that goes down, I should also note, does have a biohazard symbol there. And the biohazard symbols shows the picture of someone who's coughing up their insides.
Nice.
And the picture of their insides looks all like raked to pieces, like somebody had cut it with knives. And it says, caution, virulently noxious, toxic, deadly chemicals and viruses beyond this point.
I had to put that one on the first bar that served rank call outside of the main system.
So you're saying this is like Portal, where like at the beginning of each level they have like, oh, here's all the hazards.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
The doorway that goes forward that says life deck, the next to that doorway says recreational facilities, parks, and
Parks and recreation?
sleeping quarters.
Oh.
And sleeping quarters. beyond this point. And the one to the left that goes up says weapons systems and power systems beyond this point.
Well, there's one part where we need to go.
There we go.
Do tell me you're going to stay and have a chat. I would love to see all of you again. Oh, you brought someone new. I haven't infected you yet, have I?
Dalgar turns around to everybody. I think there's a change of plans. I guess we're not going to be trying to save this ship after all.
Yes, agreed.
Save it.
Is the
The ship
console
is
where his
already
voice is coming
dead.
from?
Yeah.
I immediately smash it. Now I will pull my Star Wars bullshit. I will
Rip it out of
smash
the ground.
every- Absolutely. I did this in our Star Wars
No,
campaign. I
Saege,
shot
Saege,
every
that's the
you're-
best part.
You're Darth Maul in Clone Wars, is what you're telling me?
No, Saege,
No.
you tried the most important thing. You just need to walk up and just hang up on him.
Paige, this would be an appropriate use of the tachyon missile.
Wrong character, but I like your idea. No, in the Star Wars campaign I was playing with Vex, one of the first things we did, we kept getting this bullshit over the speaker system through the bad guy we were fighting at the time.
Oh,
Every
okay.
single time a speaker came within range, I immediately shot it. As soon as he started talking, 2 words in, immediately shot it.
Kev got so fucking annoyed as he's trying to monologue. And every time he tried to monologue, he's like, no, go
Nope.
fuck yourself.
Stopping this bullshit.
You tear the console out of the ground and kind of chuck it aside or bash it to pieces, one of the two.
No, I just chuck it
Yeah.
over my shoulder over at Dalgar.
Somebody
I've had
want to
enough
fill
of
me in on what exactly that was? It sounded,
A
well,
living virus.
okay. That tracks.
A
A
very
sentient virus.
sentient and dangerous one.
So an evangelist. All right.
Yes.
I don't know what that is, but for some reason I feel like I do.
Well,
In
they
any
got
case, we have a chip to
they
grab.
spread. You know, they infect and they spread data the plague. Anyway,
I heard there was a bunch wearing brown cloaks a while back. They're talking about the Force or something.
No
Weird.
comment. It just keeps going.
Weird.
I love this game.
There's a path to the left, a path to the right, and a path that goes forward.
Okay.
What are those?
Okay,
where
real
are
quick,
these?
out of character, because I would definitely know in character, because he's like 18 intelligence.
can this thing survive without power?
Would we know where the chip would be located in a ship like this? Would it be like near the power stuff, or would it be?
You think that it would be located in the main control area, which would have to be at the
On the deck?
at the other end of the craft.
We're at the wrong side of the craft.
We're gonna have to go across. Yep.
Of course.
So, which area do you choose?
Left, right, or forward?
Weapons. Let's go weapons first.
Left goes up, right. The middle path goes just straight, flat where you're at, and the right path goes down to the biolabs.
How fast is Talurra normally?
I think I'm just normal speed.
What's your survival? Do you have proficiency?
My survival is, I believe, one second before I say what it is. Let me double check. It is 0. I have normal
Okay,
survival.
I have proficiency in it. Can I roll a survival check to see what I think would be the quickest route?
Sure.
If that works. Maybe.
Yep.
Maybe it would probably be something else for a ship, but whatever.
To confirm, though, the chip would be on the opposite end from the power, correct?
The opposite end of the ship from where you're actually currently standing. The
Rip,
control room is on the other end of the craft.
I rolled a 10 total.
You deduced that all 3 paths are the same.
Okay.
And
I
is there
follow
any
Talurra.
so there? You said, are there any like labels on it? Like where either you said the biolab is one,
The biolab is to the right. It goes
Yep.
down.
and then there's what other ones?
The path forward goes to like the life deck, which is like parks, recreational facilities, and sleeping quarters. And the path to the left goes up a staircase to an upper deck there.
We
And
need
that
to let them
is the
go.
weapons systems and the power reactors.
All right, let's. Even if we aren't planning to save this,
It's okay, Oliver.
going to the weapons deck might prove useful for us if we need to use the power for anything on our own.
Uh-oh, we lost somebody.
No, he
Yeah,
literally just put it in chat
Yeah.
that he's switching platforms.
Yeah, he's switching platforms, so he'll be back. In a
Sorry, I
minute.
was distracted by a big cat.
Oh,
Don't worry,
Okay.
folks. We'll get this fixed.
So
in a jiffy.
I apologize.
Sorry about that.
I just need to make sure
Yeah. No problem.
the chip being at the front end of the ship,
Uh-huh.
the power section.
We're
that's the
passing
one-
through the power section.
Essentially,
to the left.
we're in the back left, and it's like in the front right. Apparently,
Or
Yeah,
bottom
so
left, we need to be top left.
You
or
came
right.
in over here on this side of the craft. So this would use my window as the example. There are 3 decks: the lower deck, the middle deck, and the upper deck. The upper deck is the one that has the weapons and the power system. That all connects to the other side of the ship over here, which is where the control paneling, the control systems are.
Okay, so instead of having to split up, we're all going through the same floor
Yeah.
and hitting both targets. Okay.
Well, and the big one being that we don't really want to save it anymore, considering there is an extremely virulent plague on it.
yeah, Exterminatus is in order here.
Yeah,
I do have a spell for that.
Great.
there's an app for that.
Great. I hope we get to use it.
All right. So you make your way towards the left staircase. You all mech your way up the staircase and get to the vaulted door. Push the big button.
Making my way downtown.
The door opens up, and you see on the other side of the door a very long, and by long I mean the distance of walking from one side of New York to the other, corridor that goes the whole way down the ship. On either side of this corridor, there are terminals that can access various weapons systems. These are weapons terminals that could fire some of the external weapons. Each of these terminals is equipped with an exterior radar and detection device that shows most of the lava tunnel. As you see, each one of these looks as though it could have potentially had someone operating it. And there's a ton of
We can't save this thing.
Wait, what?
there's a ton of them.
Sorry, Jesse, I didn't catch that.
I said it's a real shame we can't salvage this thing. Disinfect it somehow.
Trust me, this biohazard, it's not worth the ship. That's how dangerous this is.
Well, if you say so.
You also know for a fact that there's other of these ships that you plan on taking out. You know that each one of these belongs to one of the executors, the executive AI that are in charge of Redlock.
There's always another fish.
There's always a bigger fish.
Right. So you begin moving down the corridor, and as you move down the corridor, probably a good 100 feet in.
Would we? Okay, I'm asking the team. Would we all move double time because we're time limit?
I mean,
Because
how
if we do,
long
that's
is
like
it-
a -5 on passive. And that's like the only downside.
I mean, yes, but at the same time, my crab is faster. It's got 35, I think, movement.
But we have 30, so I don't think you want to
Yeah,
run us too
We
far.
want to stay as a group at this point.
As you get about 100 feet in, the door you came into closes behind you, like abruptly.
Of course.
And falling down from the ceiling on this deck in rows down the deck are defense turrets. So we won't roll initiative per se, but this is where we get to have our fun epic moment. So you have a city long hall down this corridor. As you are marching down this corridor, you are going to be fired at by various missiles and guns from these defensive turrets. What do you do as you're moving down this corridor? We will start with Talurra.
So, Talurra sees all of these turrets and such drop down and immediately puts herself out in front of everyone. And I'm assuming they start shooting, right?
Yeah.
But then they start blasting.
Question, how tall is this corridor? I know you said that the length of it was like a city. Not a city block, but a city.
It's
How tall is it?
50 feet?
it's like 50 feet, maybe high
All right.
to the ceiling, and the whole corridor looks like a giant kind of arch. It's like 50 feet from the floor to the ceiling.
All right. Y'all draw their fire. I'm going to go fix the weather.
So yeah, Talurra would take point and more or less say, stand behind me. And when they start opening up, she starts deflecting the shots with her hands.
Nice.
Down
Because
there.
that is an actual ability I've not gotten to rip out yet, but I can now fucking deflect laser beams.
The
That's
ones,
awesome.
the ones that you don't deflect, I use the feat I got from Dark Matter called Laser Weapon Master or Laser Sword Master. So I also deflect stuff with my blade, and
So-
anytime I need to, I reactionary do this Psionic Shield on
So
you.
you two are the shield, and what, Zora? Are you going to be the destruction in the background?
Well, I
So
was gonna say Rusty's gonna. You go ahead, Zora. You do first.
okay. So the thing about this is I typically jump in with Talurra. However, as of late, I've been more and more ranged and loving it because I can simply put my hand against the wall, and as a bonus action, I cast Technical Difficulties. It causes lights to flicker, blasters to malfunction, and arcane current terminals to crash. Choose a piece of magical technology within range, which is 60 feet as far as the spell's concerned.
Mhm.
The device malfunctions in unpredictable ways such that it is unusable for the duration.
Nice.
So you're scrambling them while.
Just kind of as you're running past, just scrambling them over and over. Now, I say these abilities you use won't count against any per day ability or anything of that nature of your class or particular nature. And what did you say you were doing, Rusty?
So while those first two were Jediing it up and like reflecting blaster bolts,
Talurra's more
Rusty's
doing Wonder Woman. But yeah.
Rusty's going to take his cue from the technical difficulty and the ones that are not getting shot out but disabled and incapacitated. His crab tank is going to go up the wall and through the ceiling and basically roll along the ceiling like a Tachikoma. And he's going to take his big fuck off hammer and he's just going to start smacking the shit out
Smash
of
him.
him.
Okay. All right. Awesome. I love this combo. Zora, do you what else are you doing here?
That's the thing.
Okay.
That spell only uses my bonus action.
I mean,
Right.
we're not really tracking an action economy here. 'Cause
Right,
I think
but-
Scotty and I both things are reaction only based.
Yeah.
But at the same time, as an action, I can chuck my massive fuck off chakras
Oh, okay.
and just slice down a line.
All right. So you're chucking and catching chakras
Chakring.
as Rusty's hammering some of them, and you two are in front like the wall of deflection.
A weird skinny Indian Gandhi like fellow's just in the cloud and he's got 6 arms and he just goes chakras, chakras.
It's not Avatar.
Oh.
Are there any cardboard box like turrets set anywhere?
No, sorry.
Only pill-boxes.
If it was a dwarven
Red Lock
craft,
hates
maybe.
boxes.
I may just have to make do with a wall and Doggar's head. One of the two.
You could be like that one character in I haven't played Overwatch in forever, but the one dude that has like those 2 little prism things that he rolls around the air.
Oh,
but
yeah.
they're boxes for you.
You just lay down the level of destruction down the path of this corridor, and taking turns and combining your attacks and defenses, and just rip through these turrets one after another. They seem to get more and more progressively dangerous as you notice that these lasers they're firing at you that you are deflecting are increasingly more dangerous types of lasers. Eventually, by the end of this, they're firing like probably some of the most deadly lasers you have seen. And you're deflecting them and thankful they're not hitting you at the same time. As like some of these are like UV lasers. They're very, very dangerous lasers.
Ultra-violence lasers. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
Professionally, there's just a moment of twinge every time that Rusty has to knock one of these things off, and it's like, God, I want to take one of them home with me.
Mom, can I keep it?
Would you allow Rusty to like when he when Zora deactivates one, he can just quickly just be like, no one looking, yank it and put it in his backpack. So he
How
can,
big are they though?
It's a turret. It's as big as it's not quite dumpster sized.
oh darn, never mind.
So somewhere between like medium and large size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
That awkward
we
in
will-
between size.
Don't worry. We're gonna hit another place like this, and you can have a turret of your own.
I was gonna say is maybe on the way back we'll just pick some up.
Yeah, sure. You can
If
pick
you're a
pieces
good
of one
boy.
up.
You're disabling them. You're not
Pick
destroying
up enough scrap. Yeah, you're disabling and ripping them off of the ceiling. Maybe there's one or two of them you just grab with the claw and snip off, and it falls to the floor. And you're like, I'll come back for pieces from that one later.
There's an obvious design flaw that is just like one exposed wire, and you just go clip.
Yeah.
Well, it's that mount point. It's the weak point. You know, it's got that moving part. And it's just going to come apart so easy. You hit him just right.
And about halfway down your city-long trek through this wall of turrets, you note a very massive collection of 4 fusion reactors. These 4 fusion reactors could easily power 4 cities, but they are powering this one craft.
Chucks a battle grenades in. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
And you can tell where the shielding is starting to malfunction. The unfortunate design of these 4 grouped fusion reactors is that when the shielding on the inside starts to fail, they start to spark off of each other. And that's what's happening. Do you repair them or leave them to blow?
Shit. How much time do we think we got left?
Yeah, how much time do we think we have?
You know from the timer that Grimes gave you, lost his name for a second, Grimes gave you before you came down, that he estimated, and again, he's not an engineer, but he estimated probably about 6 hours before they went. And you've only really been at this trek for like an hour.
I reckon we probably ought to just cut the fuel lines, starve it to death. She'll peter out.
Then what are we going to do about the virus?
We might want to let it blow. That might be the problem.
Yeah.
We can always start it up again on our way out.
I mean, sure, yeah. Just don't wreck it too hard and we can patch her up and then we can rig a bomb out of her. But, you know, controlled like.
I think we want to try to explode this as far away as we can, though, from anything.
Well, I mean, we don't want to be near.
Fair enough.
Nearby when it's time to go, but I mean, I reckon if we kind of control the situation a little bit, we can get it done with a minimum of loss of unnecessary casualties. That virus.
Do you want to spend some time rigging something to provide some temporary protection?
Sure.
Can I make a technology check to see if I can figure out a good way to at least, if not cut and clamp, the hydrogen fuel lines that I imagine this fusion reactor must be running on?
Yeah, give me some technology checks. You look at it and kind of think of options of ways you can...
Like a team check?
Yeah.
Somebody give me a hand here. Let's try and find some fuel lines.
Dalgar's helping. Maybe.
Talurra will also help.
Only 14.
Okay.
I got a 23.
Oh, I know what's happening. I'm using my Strahd dice, and I'm not a DM. That's what's happening.
Oh, yeah.
What'd you get, Talurra?
23.
23.
Also 23.
120.
Hey!
Okay. Talurra and Rusty kind of bounce ideas off each other, and you have decided there's 2 things you can do here. One, use some of the wrecked up parts from the turrets you've smashed so far and cram some of them down in there to provide temporary shielding, which you can then just knock out of the way on your way back.
Sure.
Or you could rig something in the middle to provide shielding until you deploy it, and then it would turn that shielding into a magnifier for the static and would explode even more once it went.
I like that idea.
I love the idea in principle, but what's the initial blast radius supposed to be anyway?
It will turn this lava tube back into lava.
Oh, was that all? Okay, well, what do we imagine that the magnified version will look like?
The magnified version may shatter parts of the planet's crust.
Yes. We've already said we have declared in this place exterminatus. Let's go full exterminatus.
Yeah, I mean, we were just saying about how there's enough missiles here to be a planet cracker. So
yeah.
Cultural note here: is that exterminatus? Is that a dirty word to orcs?
No,
because orcs don't know words.
Hey now.
No,
it might be in Warhammer terms. It just means they're blowing up the planet.
Honestly,
Yeah, I mean, isn't it also like the Space Marines kind of thing? Is it?
Well,
it's the when they're like, this planet, we can't save this planet. Shoot the big planet destroyer missile at it.
You also know that the Inquisition probably missed this planet in their attempts to wipe out the virus. You know that the virus was worst in this particular solar system for whatever reason. Now you know why the virus was the worst in this solar system and why it
There's
kept
Red
coming
Block.
back. Because this Redlock craft was here creating more of it.
Gotcha.
Of course, Redlock has to fuck with things like
Of
this.
course. Why wouldn't they? They are the source of all evil,
They
or
are.
one of them.
I remember in a previous campaign where I was an employee of theirs. That was fun.
That was fun. I liked that campaign. That was fun.
Was it a triumph? Were you making a huge success?
I had no
tracking-
arms. It was
They were
great.
tracking down a mad scientist that was manipulating hollow solograms to do evil tasks.
Nice.
I was playing Skyrim 58 for a few hundred years while we were in stasis. It was
I
great.
made the joke that they gave up on making new games and just made different versions of Skyrim over and over again, and they were on the 58th iteration.
Okay,
Only the
we're role-playing.
58?
We want fantastical situations here.
Exactly.
I think we joked that like my character, like both of our characters are maxed out on all stats, and I'm just floating in the air meditating like I'm in the Avatar state, with, like all the
Yeah.
elements floating around me and shit. And they're
Because
like,
they had just got bored in stasis and played that game over and over.
we were just playing God in the VR game essentially. Yeah. Anyway,
Anyways,
Anyways,
I like the bigger boom.
okay.
Yeah.
Anything that can wipe a Redlock facility off the face of the universe is a good thing.
You and Rusty and Talurra rig up scrap from some of the turrets that were exploded to make a magnification for the nuclear fusion that should trigger all of the explosions from every missile in the entire ship all at once, as well as the nuclear blast, which is why it'll crack the shell of the crust of the planet a bit.
All right, then. Let's get busy.
Let's get trucking.
All right, and then you continue your wall turret destruction maneuver towards the front of the craft.
yeah, the
And
Doom,
as you
the
get
Doom
closer-
music kicks in. You know,
Yeah, And, you continue just deflecting and smashing these even more increasingly larger lasers, and you get to the very front of the deck finally. Your mechs look like they've taken quite a beating, but they are still up and working thanks to your defensive maneuvering. So no loss of hit points there as far as that stuff goes, because you use defensive tactics. So good on you. And your suits all kind of ping all at once. Dangerous biomass detected ahead.
Oh boy.
looks back at everybody. You ready?
Sitting in front of you is a large set of double doors. They seal shut. Beyond this, you see one label to the side by the button that opens the door. Command deck. Enter at your own risk.
I always like enjoyed a bit of gambling. Let's
Okay.
go.
Meta wise, does anyone have any spells that they or such that they could add to buff themselves or allies?
The buff, no, but for a virus, yes.
I don't have any. I've only got two things right now, and that's
I'm gonna punch the
and-
fuck out of this virus.
I've got mending, and I've got booming blade on my arcane armor now, which
Yeah,
is much more impressive looking armor than it used to
we
be.
have a surprising lack of spells in the party now. I think about it.
I mean,
Like the whole party, not just the people that are here.
I have 1 second. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have like
We're all
1,
like
2,
pseudo
3,
casters.
4,
We have no like
5,
full
6,
casters.
7. I got 8 spells. Thank you very much. All of
I
them
just
might
have
be,
two cantrips.
all of them might be cantrips, but anyways.
Well, you're a war mage, right?
Yes, I only
Well-
get one. Oh, sorry. Actually, I know one first level spell too.
Okay.
Mage Armor.
Well, that's a good one.
I can cast it at will. I had a nerf. I used to be able to cast it on everyone.
Yeah, that was nice.
That was broken as shit.
Yeah, it was a little broken.
That was
No.
the Indian lady in Overwatch.
Mhm.
Symmetra.
Yeah, you had the
Yeah.
Symmetra shit. You give everybody shielding bonus. Anyway,
All right.
Double shield active.
Do you push the button?
Dagger mage hands it. Yeah.
Yep. I punch the button.
and the
It's
doors
slowly
kind of
opening.
slide open in like a,
Dramatic reveal.
and there is a giant mass of biological material in front of you. It looks like a squelching mass of multicolored goop, and it seems to flex and shape and morph into the very feared creature you fought on this planet's surface when it had life. A very scary, much bigger and tougher looking version of the phase beast
Oh boy.
that you fought.
Hey, is there an atmosphere out there?
Outside?
Yeah, it's like if we get out, is there? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So before we get on initiative, Rusty's going to ping on his weapon wheel and pull out his brand new toy, the vampire howitzer. Crack open the cockpit lid and poke his head and arm out.
It fires real vampires.
Practically speaking, he's using half his movement to climb out of the crab.
Uh-huh.
But he's going to set up. If we get a surprise round, I'd like to get a toss off, but otherwise we can roll, I guess.
I don't think we're getting a surprise round.
You don't think you're getting a surprise round as the creature kind of looks your direction and kind of like sitting behind the creature is a series of large, important looking control panels for the entire craft. You know, inside that terminal behind the creature is the quantum chip you need to get. Sitting next to that terminal is this odd hexagonal lantern device. It looks maybe like the size of a big suitcase. And it's this weird hexagonal lantern. And it seems to be kind of like just glowing ever so slightly. It looks completely mechanical, like there's no biological life in there anywhere. And it looks like it should actually plug into the ship's front port somewhere, but somebody's removed it.
Hey, look. It's another thing to complete Rusty's collection of suitcases.
I'll get the chip. Rest of you try to keep the thing busy.
Okay. Initiative.
Since Zora's asking, this is one of the multiplayer maps in Halo. I was trying to find a good like environmental flood looking thing, because this reminds me of the flood from Halo.
That's exactly what I thought of, the flood. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh, initiative.
It looks like my great aunt Esther.
I mean, at least the door didn't get converted to a butthole door.
Well, that's true.
God.
I'm sorry. I gotta go vomit real quick. There are some things I enjoy about a game. There are other things that fucking cause me nightmares.
Yeah. Oh.
You don't like the scat talk?
It's not really the matter of liking it or not. It's a matter of some games do a very realistic job of making it look
Disgusting.
really, really gross.
Luckily, Halo 3 is just old enough that it's not too gross for me.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So,
Unfortunately, upon your first description of this thing, my brain, and as I put in the comments, just immediately made me think of the Great Mighty Pooh from Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Nice.
The entire
Okay,
thing.
I
was
found
just
that
like,
funny.
God damn it.
it was a bit corny.
It was a little corny. Actually, it was very corny.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, I shouldn't walk that line.
You should.
Rusty, what's your initiative?
Let's see here. I believe that was a 16.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
What's your initiative, Zora? I'm guessing 16.
16.
Yep.
Is this gonna be another fucking situation like on Wednesday where we have
I'm
like
thinking
30 people tying?
That was fun.
What's your
Yeah,
dex
my
check?
dex is 14.
Uh-oh.
Come on, man.
Yep. It's mine's 14 as well. It's roll off.
All right, roll off.
Can't keep getting away with this.
Okay, slight side tangent. I was playing a Warhammer game and you roll off for initiative with D6s. And me and the other dude rolled 5 times in a row and we kept rolling the same thing.
Scotty,
nuts.
related to that, remember when you told us to roll a D10 and not get duplicates?
Yes. Yeah, and you
your
kept
one
rolling
shot.
5, I
And
think.
no, 10. I kept rolling fucking 10 on a D10.
It was
I
funny.
rolled it like 7 times in a row. And then the one number I rolled that was different because someone else had rolled a 10 already was someone else's number. And then I rolled it. The final one we said fuck it and accepted it. I rolled the exact same number as Scotty did.
I changed mine because clearly your dice were not wanting to cooperate.
I'm just dying at that. That was I think one of the best moments next to Callie having a fucking moment as she realized what I was.
So yours was 18 for the roll off, Jesse?
Jesse.
I'm assuming that's why you put it in chat.
No, it's
No,
Dog
that's
already
me.
said it.
Oh, that was Dogars. Okay. So yeah, what was your roll off, Jesse?
I think he's busy.
Bueller. Bueller. Somebody went to a Starbucks, put their name as Bueller on their order, just walked the fuck out.
Oh my god, that is amazing.
That poor barista. They've dealt with worse.
They've dealt. I mean,
Yeah.
let's be fair. Let's be 100% fair. That's probably the least awful thing they've had to do.
Probably.
Unfortunately, yeah. But in any case, Dalgar got the 18. So Talurra's 21, Dalgar 18.
And we'll figure out whichever one of us goes first whenever Jesse gets back.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I should probably roll the initiative of the face beast.
Nah,
Might
just
be-
treat it like a nat 1. It's fine.
Oh God, he might as well have rolled a 3. So not first. Okay. Boop. And we'll just put him where he goes over here in the initiative order with his 4. All right. Or it's 4, there 4, whatever you want to call it. It's the giant,
score.
disgusting bug
Monster.
virus monster. All right, there's the initiative, Talurra.
All right. Well, I was told to keep it distracted. I'm a punch.
Yeah, how far away are we when the door opens? That's a good question.
When the door opens, that is a good question to ask.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
glad
a
you
very
finally
good
asked
question.
it.
And how far is the console?
You are 30 feet from the creature and 60 feet from the console.
Gotcha.
Okay. He's still in punching distance. Everything's in punching distance.
How high is the
Yeah.
ceiling? I'm sorry, I'm asking all these questions. How high is the ceiling?
Same distance. It's 50 feet.
Okay, and we're like 10 feet tallish?
Yeah, you're like 10
We're
or 12
large
feet
size.
tall on your
Okay.
mech. Yeah,
Okay.
10 to 12 feet tall. The
I'm just
creature
trying to put
is,
the 3D map in my brain.
the creature is huge sized. So it's probably closer to 20 or 25 feet ish.
Okay. That hinders
If you
an
remember
idea I
what the
had.
phase beast looked like, the phase beast looks kind of like a brown and green version of a rimmer has.
I have a question. What do I remember what damage type was effective against this thing?
You know that poison was ineffective, and you don't think that acid does damage to it.
Okay, so I think I was using electric or
Yeah, electric or fire or
Or-
ice.
I think I was using electric because I have electric, acid, and that's it. Oh, and punch damage as well. But
Punch damage should work, but electric has also seemed effective.
I mean, granted, it's going to take a shocking punch to the jaw
Right.
as I take a couple steps and then just a blink in front of it and deck it.
Nice.
All right, that is going to be a 24 to hit.
That hits.
Does that exceed it by 5 or more?
Yep.
All right, I'm also going to use Arcane Surge, which deals twice the number of damage dice by my spell.
Yikes.
I'm dropping to the nuke on this motherfucker.
Oh, speaking of doubling damage dice, I better get the crit table up just in case.
Yep. All right, so Arc Blade, we're 11th level, so 2d8.
It should be 3.
Actually, it's getting even more than that.
Should be 6 then.
Yeah, so I will. So 6 plus 7 plus 2 plus 4 plus
2 to the 1 to the 1 to the
1
3.
plus 5 plus 6 plus 6 plus 5 plus 5 plus
Kalashtar.
proficiency bonus. What is our proficiency bonus? Plus 4.
It's plus 4 currently,
Yeah.
yes.
All right. So the first punch, and I'm just making sure that I'm doing this right, just double checking any other bonuses I get. Okay. So the first punch will deal 51 points of damage as Talurra just blinks and decks him.
All right.
I
That
think-
is
I like to think-
absolutely astonishingly massive blow.
I like to think you pull
With and it's full electronic damage, by the way.
I'm trying to remember
Also-
what they're called in Mass Effect. The Vanguard, is that what they're called?
Yes, Vanguard. That's
You-
exactly
you
what
pull Vanguard, you do the warp punch.
Yep, that is exactly what a base turn ability is. Also, his speed is now 0.
Hey Jesse, you're still on mobile. Oh, never mind.
Not anymore. And I believe, one sec, let me just double check something. As a bonus action, I'll just cast Spring Heal. It just gives me a bonus movement speed in case, but that's it.
Spring Heel Jack.
Spring Heal, Quick Step. And that's my turn.
All right.
Oh,
Drop the bomb for
okay.
round 1.
Jesse, now that you're back, you and Zora, we're going to do a roll off with D20s.
And we didn't
For your
hear what
initiative.
your result was.
Yeah.
I rolled a 1.
Oh boy.
Okay, so we just keep what we have in the Zoom chat then.
Okay.
I'm really glad I got that out of the way just now. That wasn't my attack roll just now.
Yeah, you
I
burned your
did
1.
too.
You
Yeah,
burned
yeah.
your not 1 for the
Now you're
game.
gonna get a
Burnt
nat
it, it's
20.
good.
Here's open.
All right.
I'm hoping for you.
And how close are you to the creature right now? With your step back?
I
Or
didn't
did
step
you
back.
not?
No,
You
no,
didn't?
no, no.
Okay.
Spring Heals, that thing is it gives me movement speed and jump distance, just in case I need to close distance further
Got
with it.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
All right. It uses the legendary action to attack you.
Of course it does.
It has disadvantage.
Damn, I should have taken Iron Hero.
Oh, our two characters that have Iron Hero aren't
Nope.
here.
Nope, Zora does.
Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah,
Zora
Zora
Zora's
has
the one that has it? Okay.
Yeah.
I know
Yes.
I knew Hera had it, and someone else did.
Yeah,
I
so
thought that
all
was
of its
all for some reason.
All of its attacks on this first
Eisen.
round had disadvantage
Ah.
against me.
Oh.
And I am kind of curious. I can only do this once.
Once per long rest, I think.
Yeah. But I can't remember if it says I can choose to do that after the description of the attack or not. Or if I just have to say I don't want it to happen.
I don't think it specifies really.
Leave that up to Blake.
I'm gonna just go with. I mean, if you have the ability to attack it with it or whatever it is,
It's
to distract
removed
it.
It's
as
the ability-
legendary action.
Yeah, you can nope their legendary action once.
Remember, this is what happened when the last fought the Phase Beast too.
Right, it
Yep.
is.
I took
Only
this on
this one
big
isn't
guess.
facing. This one is doing something else.
It's still, if it's a legendary action, the class, it says,
Yeah,
if a
it is.
hostile creature you can see takes legendary action, you can use your reaction to intercede and prevent the legendary action from happening.
That,
You know
that's
That's
what?
all it says.
There you go.
To
Do you choose to stop the legendary action?
In this case, no. I want to see what it does first to see what I need to try and prevent in the future.
I would
Okay.
wait until we really need you to make sure they don't.
That's
know?
kind of what I'm thinking.
Is it
yeah.
is it only once per, or is it
Yeah.
with only
Only
reaction?
once.
Once per
Only-
long rest or short.
Okay.
Yeah, save that.
Does
leave
a
that for emergency.
15 hit you?
No, it does not.
Okay. You narrowly avoid a bite from the creature as it attempted to bite you with this sort of like double mandibled, unhinged snake-like jaw.
Nice.
It tried to take a chonk out of you just because you were standing there, and it didn't work. Thankfully. However, because you are standing next to it, you do take 10 points of acid damage
Yep.
Oh boy,
because it exudes an aura of acidic, kind of like
I forgot about that.
I didn't. I'm just like, I have no
Grossness.
other way I can fight aside from in melee with it.
So battle of attrition, got it.
Yeah,
Delgar.
it's gonna be me dropping all my big cooldowns on it.
Dalgar uses his bonus action to do the classic Jedi jump, where he does a front flip over top of it, moving 60 feet all the way to the other side of it, and he's there.
Okay. All right. That's your turn,
That's
basically.
my bonus action.
The bonus action. Oh, bonus
Or
action.
my bonus action to
Nice.
activate it, and then I move 60.
Got it. Okay.
So I still have my action.
Okay.
The platinum chip is clearly right there. Or do I need to do something about it?
The quantum chip you need
Quantum
to have,
chip.
not platinum.
The platinum chip.
wrong
Same
game.
difference.
I like where your mind went, but
It will
no,
not
it's
save
not
you
in this
this
case.
time.
It's not a platinum.
What are you
needs a-
doing with my chip? His face just shows up.
It needs a technology check to remove it.
Okay, I'm going to attempt that
My
now.
chip.
Okay.
My
Make your
property.
Technology check.
I
18.
will not be told what to do by a walk the wasteland fuck.
18.
I might not make it.
You just managed to do it.
Yes, Scotty.
Oh, okay. I have it. I have it. That's my
As you
turn.
remove it, you're like you almost tripped a wire that would have done something, but you just managed to remove the chip without tripping.
That's everything on my turn. So, that's me.
Okay. Now that it's gone, Zora.
Okay, so
There's a really nasty version of the face beast. This one's much uglier.
yeah, I'm about to piss him off just the same way I did
You an
last time
ugly
around.
motherfucker.
He's way uglier than the last motherfucker.
Okay, so if that's the case, I was going to try to jump over and assist, well, not really assist Dalgar, but try to effectively protect him.
Mhm.
If that's going to be the case, then the first thing I'm going to do is activate my bonus action for Elemental Focus and
Mhm.
switched over to my favorite, Elemental Earth, which gains me an additional 2 AC,
Nice.
which is wonderful right alongside Iron Hero. I will then, I'm still stuck in the doorway, well, standing in the doorway. I don't
By
wanna-
the door, yeah.
and I'm going to charge, or keep saying charge. I'm going to channel a wonderful spell into my chakram and try to hit this thing from the side. The spell that I'm charging, however, is Void Wind Strike.
Nice.
So I need to make a ranged spell attack. Doodly-doodly-doodly-doodly-doo. Does was it to hit is a plus what again? Sorry, my stats
No,
have
you're
changed
fine.
since I got some upgrades. Does a 21 hit?
The 21 hits.
Anyway,
Oh boy. Because with my new chakrams, that is now 9d4 plus the spell of Void Wind, which is an additional 4d8.
Ooh.
shit.
Roll that beautiful bean damage.
Oh boy. So I have to add some additional onto this. Do you want the types separated? Because the chakrams do necrotic damage and the spell does radiant damage.
Neither of those will be affected by this creature, so go ahead and roll damage full with no resistance.
Oof.
Hell yeah.
That is a 53 total damage.
Just narrowly.
And if I was down any amount of HP, because my chakrams have vampiric on them, I would regain that total amount of hit points
Nice.
per attack.
Really loving those craftsman
Nice.
bonuses, aren't you, buddy?
Abso-freaking-lutely. So yeah.
You just add up this damage.
This is why you shop at Rusty's.
And the best part
I
about
can't.
the
You can't augment my fists.
best part about the Void
Actually,
Wind,
I can.
actually he can, yeah.
You can?
Yes. as
I
the
have
craftsman's
I have a,
class.
I have a fist property that makes my weapon mods count for as unarmed strikes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
To add to the
Shop at
spec-
Rusty's.
You know his motto: shop smart, shop
Go ahead,
less
sorry.
smart. I'm sorry.
You're fine.
Go ahead, Zora.
To add to the spectacle, the Void Wind ability is a 60-foot line
Oh, nice.
of radiant damage.
Nice.
10 feet wide, trying to make sure if it doesn't have any additional.
There's enough of this creature that you can do that. And you will definitely not hit your friends.
Oh,
He's 25
no.
feet tall, so.
oh no.
Hmm?
If you roll an 8 on any of the damage die, you can roll an additional D8.
Oh my god, it has exploding.
And
Yes!
it adds damage to the total roll.
I fucking love exploding crits. They are the most satisfying thing ever.
Roll that beautiful beam damage.
Does Zora have an inspiration point?
I don't think so.
And
You-
if
you
so,
have
can
one
the
now.
verse just let him have an 8 on the first one?
I think, Sage, did you get one?
I had 2.
Yeah, so Sage gets to roll 2 dice.
Roll that
Come on.
beautiful beam damage, and you have an inspiration point if you didn't have one.
Oh boy. So that's another 8 and a 5. So 13 and another 4. So an additional 17 on top of the 53.
What?
All right.
What spell?
6
Void Wind.
void
I need a
wind.
bag of dice of D4. Hang on a minute.
All right. That was Zora's turn. We still haven't even had Rusty go yet,
Well.
but it's Rusty's turn, right?
Yeah, it
Zora,
sure
are you
is.
done? Is that your turn, Zora?
I have no reason to move. I'm just sitting there waiting for the chakram to come back to my hand like a badass.
Got
That
it.
is my turn.
Okay.
Ooh-wee.
Rusty.
Well, I will say this.
Sir.
Right now, I'm in the middle of something. Thank you.
It unblurred just for their face.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So I guess if everybody else is just going to fuck them up with big damage numbers, I'm going to fuck them up with big damage numbers too. You hear a whine and a crackle as the vampire howitzer spins up, and Rusty's going to go ham with both attacks on automatic. So 4 shots.
Somebody's
Okay.
getting dice jealous.
Someone is getting a lot of D12 or D4s out because oh my god. Ooh wee. Okay. I rolled. Okay. Let's see what my plus modifier is at disadvantage because automatic. It's dirty 20 for the first one.
Ooh. Nice.
19 for the second one.
Okay.
Uh, 16 for the third one. And 18. Huh. Cool. Okay, so of those, how many hit?
Was that your total? Was the 4
No,
numbers
those were
you put up?
his roll attacks.
Those were my attack rolls.
Oh, how much is your attacks then? Like,
Well, that's
they-
that's the question is because it's 6d4 damage per hit.
mm-hmm.
So I need to know of those attacks, was it 20, 19, 16, and 18, I think it said?
the 16 misses.
Okay, so 3 times 6d4, so 18d4. I'm just gonna throw the dice roller up there in the
I was gonna say.
No, I was saying no one should have that many D4s unless you want to hurt someone's feet.
Yeah. Caltrops.
wait, it's not slash, it's bang. It's not bang R, it's bang roll. I know things. I know how, it's not that. What the hell?
Do you
What
know
am I doing?
things?
I don't know. I thought I know things. There we go. Okay. 4, 4, 3, 3, 3, 2, 1, 1, 1. And I get no, I don't. Like massive or brutal. Great weapon fighting doesn't work on guns. So
No, unfortunately, it has to be a
6,
heavy.
9, 12, 15,
Or not a heavy, melee.
18, 22, 26, 30 necrotic damage all day.
Okay.
And he's going to use the rest of his movement to hop back in the cockpit, and he's going to roll up to within, I think, 15 feet.
Okay.
And that's the end of his turn.
Quick question. Was Rusty wearing a life suit when he popped out?
Well,
Ruh-roh.
I mean, he's always got his suit on. It's got no, this one doesn't have environmental on it. Do I have a
Uh-oh.
life suit on underneath that though? Because this is not. It doesn't go. Does a life suit go on over armor or under armor?
Normally it would go over.
Over. I have it in my inventory, so yes.
Okay. All right. If Rusty had his life suit on, we won't have you roll any Constitution saves. Thankfully for you.
Whew.
But
That's why I asked if we had an atmosphere in this place. It's like this is going to be like weird and gross and like eat my shit.
It will absolutely
not weird
eat
and
your
gross
shit.
and eat your shit, but it might infect all of your shit.
That's not.
Sorry, ignore Zoom chat for now.
I'm like, huh? Words make brain hurty.
How messed
All
up
right.
is this thing looking now?
It's looking very angry and like it just took quite a bit of damage. Let's see. Boo, boo, boo. Okay. Yeah, very angry and quite messed up. However, it's not dead yet. All right, so
Give it time.
it is going to do 10 more damage to Talurra.
Have
All
I
right.
ever made mention of how ominous it is that when you decide what an NPC is going to do, you lean out of camera?
That's why I do it. Ah, damn it. No fun there. Kind of
Good.
wish he had more than just one of those. Kind of seemed cool if he would have had more than that. Oh well. Guess all these 5th edition creatures are one-trick ponies.
They really are.
Looks at new books. I know.
Well, they used to. The new books hopefully have undid the one-trick
Yeah,
pony
look-
nature of the standard monster manual.
Look forward to the bestiary on the dragon book.
I am. I'm going to write a campaign around it. Yeah, all right.
Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of one-trick ponies in there, but they
Screw
made
it.
sure
You
to
know
have
what?
a lot of CR 20 plus creatures in there.
It's gonna use a legendary action. And it's gonna bite again.
Bite me.
Because it's a
All
jerk
right.
like that.
It's still a disadvantage.
Okay.
It's still my first. It's still the first turn.
Has Talurra been bitten yet?
No,
Okay.
19 hit you?
that does hit me. Now I've been bitten.
Okay. You take 40 piercing damage.
Yeah. Well,
and
there goes my mech.
10 acid damage.
Yeah,
Wait.
my mech is super fucked.
Wait. I got a thing.
Dolgar, do the thing.
Okay. Is okay. It is a reaction.
Okay.
Are you? Is Talurra within 30 feet of me?
Yes.
Okay. You spring your action to expend one psionic die, roll it, and I reduce the damage taken by that number plus my intelligence mod. Okay, here we go. Hopefully it will keep your suit, is all I'm trying to save here. 10. I don't think it's going to save it.
Nope. That is. It's
But-
50 damage.
But you do reduce by 10 that damage.
My mech has 40 HP or 30 HP. So I take 10 bleed over.
Okay. Yep. And some of that was acid.
It doesn't matter for damage types for me. I don't
oh,
have any
okay.
resistances.
Do you have life suit on or life armor? One of the life armor like suits that you guys had at the beginning.
I would probably have a life suit, but that doesn't really matter considering I just take a hit.
Right.
So I do not. So I need to make a con save.
Yes, you do.
Luckily,
Nice.
I have a really fucking strong con.
God. Yeah.
Con. All right, so that is a 21.
Okay.
You are infected.
All right. You are also considered restrained.
All right.
Oh, it's like a tentacle. Oh no, bite. Never mind.
I know
Pinky.
its mandible jaws kind of opened up and bit onto him,
I
and
get
now
to
it's
use the
going to
box.
try and swallow you.
I get to use the fucking boxing, the punching ball now.
Well, that ruined
You
what I
got
was
it, you
about to
got
do.
You mean
Give
you're
him the
going to use
speedball treatment.
his uvula as a punching bag?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a speed bag, motherfucker.
Okay, I think he can just swallow you now. Yeah,
Pinky.
you're swallowed.
I'm gonna Drax my way out of this motherfucker.
Yeah.
He made a fuck up. I can't miss him if I'm inside of him.
Okay. You don't take any acid damage from its stomach at this turn because he just swallowed you,
It's at
but
the-
you will next turn.
It's at the beginning of Talurra's turn, right?
The beginning of the Rimmer has.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. The Phase Beast. Damn. Rimmer has. Why did I say that? So weird.
I mean, they're a lot alike. Wink, wink.
Like, it's weird. Tries to hide monster manual open to Rimmer has. All right.
What?
What? Huh? What? What? I didn't say that. Talurra, it's your turn. You're inside.
All right, I'm gonna fucking punch this motherfucker.
All right. Well, that's about the only thing you can do since you're inside. of it.
Well, I'm gonna punch this motherfucker with a nat 20.
All right. That is a
Don't fucking eat
critical.
me.
300.
That is a 75.
Okay, before I even read it, is your attack magical?
Yes, yes,
spell?
it is.
Okay.
It is.
75?
Yes,
This
75.
is literally the same thing you rolled on Wednesday. You do triple the dice damage. You literally rolled 75 last time on Wednesday.
Yes. Yes, this guy's about to take all
Roll
the
that
pain.
beautiful bean damage.
For those of
Oh,
you that want to
the
know,
total.
they met a creepy lady in an ice cave with a cauldron, and she had human parts being put into it. And Vex's character did a rogue thing and snuck up behind and stabbed her in one hit.
You are the crit
Nice.
commander.
It was fucking brutal.
You could have negotiated with her and had some fun, but that was funny.
I
She's
own the crit.
just talking with one of the other players and just suddenly, ah!
It was
Dead.
fucking hilarious because they're chatting. And my character, a rogue reads that as, oh, they're distracting her for me.
And
Oh, that I need to fix that.
It's Dark Souls. It's easy and it does a lot of damage.
I almost typed in
that damage.
83 rather than 8 plus 3. Might have messed with my numbers a little bit. So that crit. Let's see if you guys can see the number.
Is it 69? Of course, it's
Ooh.
69.
you are in there.
So it is 69 points of damage.
Nice.
But wait, there's more. Due to my ability I just picked up at this level, which is, where is my thing? There it is. Direct momentum. On each of your turns, when you score a critical hit with a melee attack, actually, I guess this one doesn't count because, damn, that's a shame. It would have to be against a second target.
No.
They're
Yeah,
so
this is
low.
just the one.
Like a cleave. That's nice.
Yes. Yeah. No, I get to make an entirely extra attack with additional damage.
Yeah.
You target like a different part
69
of
your
him?
crit damage?
69 for the crit
Okay.
damage.
Can you describe
okay.
what this looks like, Talurra?
I punched him in the rib. Now let me go for the goozle.
Well, actually, we wouldn't be able to see any of this. You're inside.
No.
Was it electrical?
Yes, it is electrical.
Okay.
Woogie,
You would
woogie,
see
woogie.
some electrical effect from the inside, like a glow and some sparks kind of
Unlimited
from
power,
inside its mouth.
motherfucker.
I just watched Hellboy again last night. So like at the very end with the
Yeah, where he
aboleth and the
goes,
grenades.
oh, this is going to hurt. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm imagining, but like shocky.
Yeah, it's exactly like that. This is going to hurt in the morning.
Oh, it's just not gonna hurt in the morning for it. It's gonna be fucking dead.
Yeah. Okay. That was Talurra's turn. It is not dead
Okay.
yet.
Okay, I gotta ask. This not
Jalgar.
centipede thing. Does it have
It's
a
totally
rule?
not a Rimmer has.
Does it have a rule on its swallow ability where if it takes a certain amount of damage, it tries to spit up whatever it has in it? Because I know purple worm does, and
Wicked indigestion.
I have
Oh
had
my
enough.
god, it does.
And I haven't
I
had
know,
any-
I didn't. Yeah.
I've had enough
I'm gonna-
experience making large fish-like creatures that swallow people in 5th
I'm gonna
edition
make
to
this
know.
motherfucker
Oh.
regret ever trying to swallow me.
Oh, unfortunately for Talurra, he kept it down.
69.
Oh.
God damn. Hey, no, I'll
Wait,
say this.
Wait,
That's
can he?
unfortunate for him.
Can he? What's the DC for it?
It's DC 15.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought it was going to be like concentration for spells, where it's like half the damage.
Yeah, no, that would be impossible. If it were half the damage, I would have said he horks you up right now.
Yeah, that'd be like a
I wouldn't
DC
even bother.
37 or something.
That is how it
it's impossible
should
for it to
be.
roll that.
That is how it should be.
Right.
It should do half the amount on a thing.
It somehow managed to keep it down, although it looks like it just barely
gonna
managed to do it.
It's gonna
Fun-
regret keeping me down.
Fun fact:
Probably.
that DC that all those creatures have for swallowing is specifically made so the DC is a 50-50 chance.
Mhm.
So they actually adjust the creature's con to match that. Just a fun
Galgar.
fact. Anyway, yeah. How far away am I from it?
You are 30 feet from it.
Okay. That jump was only on my turn. So let's see. I could do that again, but this time it'll actually cost me stuff. Or okay, so besides Talurra, who is anyone else within melee?
No. Well, no, it is at this point because Talurra's not in melee with it. She's inside it.
Okay.
I am in uber melee.
I'm within large melee range, which is like 15, because I got a reach weapon on.
Oh, yeah, in your crab, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Dalgar's gonna I like to think one of the arms on the mech is like it's like Knights of the Old Republic blade. So it's technically not a lightsaber.
Laser sword, yeah.
Laser sword. Because the laser sword, I think we established, would be like weird, rare components. Probably wouldn't be able to get that for a mech-sized version.
Well, Dr. Under probably made you one of his, which looks like the blade has mirrors on either end, creating a part where you would slice through things, just like a sword.
So would it would it just be slashing
style
or radiant?
It would still do radiant.
Okay, all right. I'm like, oh no, Talurra, and I like jump in there and I swing 3 times.
Okay.
Because I'm a fighter, and that's what I do. Swing, swing, swing from the tables of my heart. Okay. 19. 27.
Hit.
And 23.
Hit.
Okay. Let's see. Where can I do this? So I'm going to spend one of my psionic energy dice to do a psionic strike. So I'll do additional force damage, essentially. You know what? I'm going to spend another dice as well. Give me a strength save.
Okay.
And I'm going to roll my damage. This is not for the damage, it's for something else.
25.
Okay, it makes it. Pretty much, I was trying to force push it. And it didn't work.
I rolled good.
Okay, so the sword does... It's a D8. Of course it's D8. And I have it in my hand, that's why I can't find it. So I'll do the force damage first. 9 force damage plus... $33 radiant damage.
Okay.
It's just...
All right.
As I try to cut like a triangle opening in its side. A convenient escape route for Talurra.
As you slice into it with this triangular slash from your laser sword, it loses that chunk of it, like it just falls off of it and splorks on the ground. You can see Talurra inside, but that's not as relevant as the creature falling over dead.
Talurra, you have two escape spots.
You see the light of the control room illuminate into the stomach that you were just about to fall into, as a giant hole and a Dalgar is standing on the other side of said hole.
A mechanical hand's like reaching in to try to get you.
The creature kind of falls over, unleashes a kind of just terrible shriek, which isn't deafening, but it's loud. And it sounds even louder from inside of it, Talurra. It's just really loud. Like you might have a bit of tinnitus afterwards.
You would literally feel it Like,
Yeah, you would
Yeah.
feel this reverberation.
ugh.
As the creature falls over in a like splorky thunk, and its body starts to discorporate into a goop on the ground. And you see that you may not have a lot of time, as this multi-hued discorporated ooze looks like it's attempting to take the shape of something else. So you think it might be time to boogie. Does anyone grab the weird hexagonal
Yes.
lantern?
Is
So
it
we're
trying
gonna-
to wait? Hold on. Is it trying to get away?
No, it's
No,
trying to
it's
reincorporate
attempting
into
to
another
turn into
beast.
something else now.
It's like a coup, you know, it like went into blob, now it's going to go into another form.
But I mean, like,
Talurra-
it wouldn't trigger necessarily like an opportunity attack, right?
No, this
No.
is not currently. So Talurra is going to step out of the thing and quickly press the
Yeah,
digitate, and then
I pull you out. Yeah.
Okay.
And then she's going to run and grab that lantern and then hop onto the back of probably Rusty's mech and just kind of give it a good.
Is there
smack.
enough room in? No, I was about to say it's a bad idea. Is
No.
there enough room
She-
in the
no, no,
locker
no, no.
on Talurra's bed?
She doesn't want to go. No, yeah, I'm not getting stuffed in a fucking locker by some nerd.
And you don't
Talurra's
want
gonna
to go
just
in.
grab onto the back of Jesse of the mech because she doesn't want to go inside of a mech right now because she has just been exposed to outside air.
Downfire isn't a nerd. He's part of the
So-
Laser Knight Order.
The fucking nerd.
Are we out of initiative?
Yes,
Yeah.
we are fucking running.
Because I would like to cast Zone of Atmosphere for Talurra.
Okay.
Anything that was considered gas or smoke is immediately pushed away. I'm going to give her about 15 feet of a
Okay.
sphere.
Perfect.
And you
of
can use
atmosphere.
half of any movement you have to get into the cockpit. I do have a passenger seat.
I do not want to enter, considering I just came in contact with a ridiculously virulent disease.
Yeah.
That's-
Social distancing.
That's
Yeah.
while I'm also trying to give her
Right.
some air as we go back into space because I know
Okay.
Let's
exactly
go
what
quick.
she was doing.
Don't worry
Right.
about me. Just go.
Oh,
All right.
Downguard
You,
takes the front in case we need
You
the
start
deflection.
booking it. On your way back, you stop halfway down where the reactors are and punch the timer you have on the shielding that is about to fail and set this thing to planet cracker levels of explosion. And you start booking it out the other side. You get out the other side where you came in, leave through the open hangar door that was there and like the multi-hangar
wait, the
area.
turrets! Shit!
You grabbed one.
Yeah, we did establish you were going to grab one on
Yeah.
the way out, so we're good.
You grabbed one of the turrets in the crab arm on the way out, and as you escape and get out the lava tube, you get your way back up towards the top of the craft where Big Sister sits there. What else do you do?
Lament the fact that I didn't get to wang it with a hammer, but we're gonna need to get the hell out of here.
Yes.
Oh, and definitely send a message to our friend Grimes up there. Says you need to book it. This whole place is gonna go.
Yeah,
This whole
maybe
sector's
run.
gonna go.
You, Talurra kind of. We might want to also keep as separate as we can when we get back to the ship.
We have Code Red Dwarf over Code Red Dwarf.
Yeah.
To be fair, Vex,
Yeah.
while inside of this zone of atmosphere, not only does it push out any type of fog or cloud, it also keeps in the same atmosphere.
Yeah,
So
but it's
I've
still
effectively
best-
got you sealed while it's lasting.
I mean, we know how virulent and ridiculous this disease is.
But in
Um,
the same aspect, we still got at least a bit of a time, and you are considered contained.
But
Well, and
this
also the
for
big
what
one,
we have, Zora has probably the best containment we can do. for now.
Talurra also will say,
Yeah.
"You guys take the big sister. I'll take my own fighter, and we can meet back
Does
up."
Talurra not have Presto?
I do, yes, but that doesn't cure.
It
Preston
cleans you
just-
off, right?
It does. I already did that, but it doesn't clean my insides.
Oh, where's a paladin when you need one?
It's not bleach. It
Right.
doesn't clean your inside.
Yeah. It doesn't clean.
Do not disclaimer. Do not do that. I am joking.
Yeah. No.
Either way, yeah.
Dalgar would have maybe taken levels in Paladin, but I'm like, curing diseases and stuff doesn't seem very force-like.
Either way,
No.
either
And then I look
way,
at
I'll
episode
just-
9 and I'm like, whatever.
force healing. Either way, Talurra's just to say, drop me off in the bay, and I'll jump into my own ship, so that we can at least make sure that I'm separate from you guys.
You actually know you can get to your ship from the outside. No
Perfect.
problem.
Then yeah, just let me off here, and I'll find. Let me off here, and I'll get to the thing. You guys get to the ship and fly the hell out of here.
All right. You get out, get into your fighter, take off. Big Sister is piloted by who?
I will pilot it. Why not?
Okay.
Hopefully he's better
All
at
right.
landing than his apprentice is.
And you get into Big Sister and you get out of the atmosphere. Grimes goes, all right, man. Well, let's get the hell out of here.
I'm gonna regret making
And
this decision.
you guys need to give me some pilot checks. So Dalgar, I need 2 from you, and Talurra, I need 2 pilot checks from you.
Can anyone give me guidance? Oh, that one's cocked. Wait. Oh, thank God. Okay. Lowest I got was a 19.
Okay, you succeed.
Oh.
The lowest I got was a 19.
Okay, you succeed.
I don't have proficiency.
You pilot
Neither do
your
I,
way.
Scotty.
You pilot your way out of the deadly swarm of planets. When in the distance you look and you see the planet Martop 19, the explosion is so great from the blast that it knocks it out of its fragile orbit. And that sets off a chain series of events, which causes every planet in the solar system, all 19 of them, to smash into each other one after another, causing what literally was 19 separate planets to become a massive field of asteroids.
Oops. There was nobody on them planets, right?
Not as far as we know.
No, they were all flamed because of the virus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Note for the universe of the future. This will be a great galaxy to have Skithari, if I remember right. The bug
Yeah,
people.
because they like asteroids.
Yeah. It's like the perfect.
I wonder how much they like virulent diseases.
I mean,
we super killed it. So
yeah, it's super dead. All right.
We pulled a Kevin on the moon level
I mean,
dead.
I'm gonna say this. I'm pretty sure the Inquisition was also pretty sure they super killed it.
Yeah,
so...
they were too. All right. You have yourself a quantum chip and can repair the Elven communications array now. However, that's not on the forefront of your minds because that was harrowing and stressful and dangerous. My God, was it dangerous. You almost got hit by a planet several times, and then the whole solar system collapsed into a series of asteroids within moments of the explosion and that very fragile orbit that every planet had in that system. You take a look at the strange lantern that you have brought with you, and there is a button on it.
Katie pops out.
I am going to, before I press anything, because I think the best part is I'm the only one who has this and I'm in my own ship.
Right.
Dalgard immediately comes up on comms for you.
Before that, I press any button or anything, can I roll like an intelligence check of some form?
It would be medicine, I would think.
No. Not to see if I'm sick, to check out the lantern.
Oh, yeah. Technology check, actually, if you wanted.
Sweet. That is a 25 with a nat 20.
Congratulations, you've saved the AI executor. You now
boy.
have in your possession the Redlock executive that was in control of that spacecraft before the virus.
We're making you into a potato.
Oh, I hear a cute pupper.
He's begging me to take him out.
Oh.
Yeah, so Laura will then answer Dalgar and say, yeah.
Okay, sorry. I know I called you, but off game real quick. Jesse, what you posted in Discord, was that from a Monty Omi animation?
I don't remember
With
where it was
Samus?
from. I was trying to find like the end screen of Metroid where it's like the ship like zooms out of the explosion of the system and flies at the camera.
And Scotty, that's not Monty That's actually that's probably just an edit because that's from the actual game itself.
Oh, because Monty Omi used to do a lot of like fight scenes
Haloid.
way back in his day.
Haloid, yeah.
He did Haloid, but he also did quite a few where it was just Samus versus a bunch of things.
Yeah, no, that's an actual cutscene that people edited. Great edit though.
Rusty would sure like to get a hold of that locker full of bolters, though.
Dalgar gives you them, and then that's when he calls Talurra, and so you have 12 bolter pistols and a locker.
All right.
Talurra, are you all right?
Yeah. Been worse.
We've had the symptoms of we've had this thing before. Are you noticing any of the symptoms?
Do I know any of the symptoms verse?
You
do
don't
we-
hear any yet.
I mean, here's the thing though. Talurra actually didn't hear the voice when she last got it. She
No.
didn't talk with it. She refused to.
Mhm.
She just meditated the entire time.
Right.
She doesn't have a clue about the voice.
Dalgar would list off the symptoms. So
I mean, she knows the symptoms. She had it.
palm
You
sweaty,
don't-
mom spaghetti, hearing voices. You know.
Reckon we ought to pay a visit to Dr. Tepish?
Yes, that's my plan.
Okay. You head back to the Ring World's new location. Couple jumps later, you are there. You're familiar with this path, so there's no chance of rolling a random encounter. Also, this part of space is a bit remote and nobody really goes here because the only people who go here are gnomes or people who need to trade with gnomes, and those are few and far between. So you travel back towards where the station is. And I'm assuming all of you kind of just go for a general checkup anyway, just to make sure, since God knows where the hell. You park the ship in the quarantine bay, and one of the quarantine bays, and a series of drones come out that Dr. are Dr. Tepish's, and they begin kind of spraying sterilizer and sterilization stuff everywhere.
Yeah, I make sure my mech has an acid bath before I get out of it.
Yeah. All of your mechs get a spray down. Talurra, you brought back the remains of yours somehow. Don't ask how. Rusty magnetically carried it or something. he towed it along.
No mech left behind. The
Right.
man we can leave. The
Yeah, I
mechs we
could-
cannot.
Could
Yeah.
for sure, because like his current loadout on that thing is a big hammer on the one arm and a catch pole on the other. So he could have just looped it up with the catch pole.
And then you put the rest of the turret on top of it.
Right.
Pull
Yeah.
it.
Right. And you get a spray down,
I feel like
and
you need like a back wagon that is just for when you pick up
I-
random scrap.
You know, I have a couple of mods that I need to like run past the universe for like basically the equivalent of barding and like pack horse satchels.
Yep.
Right. So just some storage and armor on the outside of the tank, because it's its own creature. It's got a stat block. It can wear armor. There's nothing in the stats that disallows this. So
right.
It's a mecha mule.
yeah, basically.
So there's a brief period of time where the universe has to use the restroom, and all of you are in a waiting room for sterilization just to make sure none of you have any symptoms. So kind of role play amongst yourselves for a brief moment while I go use the little universe.
Gotcha. So Talurra,
Yes.
what is the thing that you got? I did notice it on there, but I thought the chip would be of more importance.
It's an AI. More specifically, it's the Redlock Inquisitor AIs. So whatever we do not plug that thing in unless we want to lose a lot of shit or give them a lot of power.
I'm sorry. Could someone fill me in a little bit here? Are we talking about like it's actually going to like try and burn us down if we plug it in?
Absolutely. It will probably, the last one we encountered set off a nitrogen bomb. Or was it nitrogen bomb, Scotty, or it was an ice bomb?
It was okay. Out of character. It was a entire planet got frozen over with like an ice age that covered the.
It's
entire
got
planet.
glassed in ice.
Mhm.
So it got iced.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, just some of the cutest noises.
But yeah.
He just wants to lick the face. He does not want
Oh.
anything else.
Aw.
But yes.
So what
Very
do you-
dangerous.
It's
Oh,
it's
this-
horrible.
Was
mean,
there
it's
a reason why
fascinating,
you decided to bring it?
I didn't know what it was until I had some time to look at it on our flight back. And now, well, there's a lot of fun things we can do with this thing.
though. Do any of them
And
involve shooting it out an airlock?
no, that's a bit too dangerous. If we're going to destroy it, we need to make sure it's destroyed. Besides, I'm not really sure if
I'm not. I wasn't much into coding, but would there be any way that we could hack it and make it work in our favor?
part of me is worried about connecting it to anything we care about. But
You know, we have a saying back home: if you don't know how it works, don't fuck with it.
see, we got a very much saying of if you can fuck with it, then fuck with it.
Well,
Well, someone
no,
will get
see,
pissed off.
the corollary to that is if you don't know how to work it, learn how to work it, and then fuck with it.
That's what I plan to do. That's why it's not. That's why I plan to keep it and figure some stuff out with it.
As long as
And-
you're careful with it, then.
And besides, she kind of looks at the red lock.
What do you think?
Okay.
What do you think, Chewie?
I think that the
The
microverse
dog.
here it needs to make some Stardust too. So I will be right back.
Okay.
All right.
So
yes.
So Zora, how's the weather?
Box.
I say, God damn it, by 2 seconds. About to roll for the hit.
Are you getting annoyed that I'm calling you out for it
A
now?
little bit,
So-
just a little bit.
Zora, do you have any experience with AI?
My people did before we became a flotilla eons ago. Created their own artificial intelligence that turned on them.
Artificial intelligence were banned in our order, mostly because the other faction we're fighting against was mostly Vect and of constructs. AIs could be easily used against us if we use them for too many things.
Ours tried to kill us, so yes.
That's about some of my experience of AI just trying to kill me. I mean, you remember the red lock AI we met earlier.
I don't. I wasn't there.
That's right, you weren't. Zora, you remember, right?
Yes.
So,
How did that go?
well,
Besides the
they-
conclusion, I mean,
they
interacting
aside
with
from
it.
I mean, I wish I could have gotten better revenge on it. That's what it left me at.
Revenge is a hollow victory. It's never worth it.
Talurra just kind of, no, it's always worth it.
Sometimes it just brings more pain.
Bing, boom. At that noise, you see Dr. Tepish come in a life suit.
Hey,
Hello there.
Oh, another run-in with our friend, perhaps.
well, hopefully that'll be the last. We did obliterate it, as far as we could tell from where that area, at least from that area.
Good.
We activated the
Hopefully it's the
obelisk
last.
protocol, so yes, we did obliterate it.
What was that?
Sorry, you get
Hopefully
it.
it is the last of it.
Fingers
She
crossed.
scans each of you. And as she does so, she looks over at you, Talurra, and goes, good news, bad news.
Bad
good
first,
news.
then good.
Bad news, you are infected by a parasite. Good news is, it's nothing I recognize.
How's that a good thing?
It's not the super death virus.
Great. So I'm going to have to examine your blood for a while
right.
and give you an antiparasitic. But I may just target it with some nanites. So let me get a small sample of your blood. I know where the parasite is. She takes a small sample of your blood, puts a little Band-Aid on it.
Yeah,
Uh,
Talurra just kind of like holds out arm, like she gives zero fucks.
Yeah.
You kind of
You
acid
know,
burn
she's-
on it, so it's whatever.
She takes a small sample of your blood with a syringe and puts a little Band-Aid on it. The tiny Band-Aid looks like a little vampire fangs.
That is awesome.
It's little vampire fangs on it and a little cutesy vampire girl's face.
Oh.
That's kind of smiling and winking.
Yeah, Talurra then put her arm back down and just kind of do what you need to do, doctor. I got plenty of blood.
She nods and kind of smiles when you say that. I'll be right back. The
Huh?
rest of you are clear. None of you have any infections of anything. Your craft was messy, so I had it sterilized pretty good. There's nothing in it now. They didn't see any of the virus there, oddly enough. But this parasite worries me to a degree.
Truthfully, we
Because
did
I-
much better than I thought we would have.
I think this parasite is polymorphic.
What is
which is
that?
interesting. It means the parasite can change its shape.
That tracks from what we fought.
Yes,
Like
it would fit
like
the
those
fact that the
mimics.
virus seems to have mimic DNA in it. Yes. the virus, last I scanned it from when I cured you last time, had mimic DNA in it. I feared that if the virus ever came in contact with one, it would have done the unthinkable and taken some of its properties. Now it seems as though it might have. Well, I think we can still kill this parasite anyway. Nothing is nanite proof. Give me a second.
Fun,
take
fun
it.
fact,
Do what you need.
in your new dragon book, there's a variant mimic in there.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah, Talurra just like shrugs, like, do what you need to do. I can take a beating.
And she leaves for a little while and comes back with a syringe filled with weird silver liquid. And now we give you the cure-all for any problem. A targeted group of nanites. They should destroy the parasite. No problem.
Nanomachines, son.
Offers her arm again, just holds it out. You know, letting her-
Unfortunately for the parasite, it has a trace amount of the Xenoplague's virum in it, so I'm able to track it, genetically speaking. So the nanites won't miss their target. She gives you an injection, and then she puts another cute band-aid on, and then goes, all right, come back for some monitoring here every couple days. You should be cleared within 3 days.
All right, will do, Doctor.
Feel free to stay here if you wish. There's lots of empty cabins, like 200 million of them or something. Just if you want to, I don't really care. There's lots of the people who were sick before are better now, so there's rooms galore.
All right.
So about this chip. Sorry, you were saying, Rusty?
I was just curious what all kind of properties we found out about these bolters, but it can wait.
Oh yes.
Oh,
you have
bolters.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Talurra would like a couple.
Well, he took the lot from Dalgar,
and
the
whole locker has been taken,
and he basically just stuck the locker like in
how much scrap?
The corner where he set up his like garage, his work area.
How much scrap is the locker worth? 50.
The locker itself.
I'm still using it as a locker for the moment.
Locker itself is still a fairly useful locker.
I thought I like ripped it out and it just jammed it in the back.
You did, yeah.
The door is still on it.
Right. Okay. It's worth about 3 scrap. Not bad for a locker.
But yeah, he's gonna like try and field strip one and reverse engineer it, or at least break it down and learn how it ticks.
You look at this thing and you don't even see a screw to take it apart with. However, when you pick it up, it seems to do a weird thing where the handle glows like it's scanning your palm. And then a little light kind of shoots back on you it doesn't hurt like a laser, but it shoots back on you like it's scanning you.
Mm-hmm.
And then a little screen on the back of the gun itself says target clean, acceptable user.
Oh, great. So it's
good for purging the unclean.
It's got an antivirus module built in. We love it.
And then the gun itself brings up a question mark that says DNA unrecognized. Do you wish an explanation?
Yes.
Would you like to know more?
Yeah, you push the yes button. It says, please place the gun on a flat table pointing towards the wall.
All right.
Shoots hole in wall.
Yeah, right. There's now a massive hole in the wall, like leading down like 500 yards.
A holographic display is like printed up onto the wall, and it looks like the holographic display is of a human who is wearing military fatigues. He has a captain's hat on of sorts, and he has one of his eyes is mechanical, and you can see like parts of his face have been replaced with mechanical parts as well, and it looks as though he's seen more than a few fights, as his skin looks maybe burned a little as well. All right, you look like a new recruit. Great. We need more people in this war on the Xenoplague. Well, congratulations, recruit. You found yourself a Xenoplague enforcer. This is the highest and most decorated piece of equipment you will ever have in your arsenal, and I don't recommend you lose it. However, in a pinch, you can let the enemy hold it, and it'll explode, killing anyone in the radius that happens to be infected with this plague, ensuring you and any targets nearby are neutralized.
Now property of Rusty's Roughnecks.
Yeah.
Welcome to the
Well,
Roughnecks. Thank
welcome
you for
to
that.
the training manual, as it
Mm.
were, and the only one you're gonna get, because on the battlefield, that'll be your real training. Well, in any case, soldier, this weapon can do daggone near anything you need it to. Now, we don't have to worry about reloading on the battlefield because the enemy doesn't, so we don't either. This battlefield armory is all equipped with unique weapon properties. We can reload this weapon from a distance anytime we need to, with no need to actually do any level of reloading or carry ammo with you. Gone are the days where we need to worry about carrying munitions. Now we have all the munitions we want.
Rusty looks at his blaster, like his little sidearm blaster, and goes, "Okay."
So, on top of a standard projectile rounds, firing armor-piercing rounds, standard issue with standard firing. You don't need any specialty for that. In order to change it to additional firing, however, you need to be a little more cautious with time delays, because it takes a little bit of time to reload. So, you have 4 special rounds you can fire with this particular gun. A flare to signal your position. Useful also for lighting things on fire, including your enemy.
Is there going to be a digest version of this in the chat later?
I'll give you one later.
Does the like gun go like flare around?
Yeah, actually it
Hot
does.
shots.
It actually says hot shot. And
Hot shot.
the next round you have is a very useful one, but you only get one every reload. And basically he explains that it can fire a grenade. If you say grenade,
Explosive.
or explosive round or grenade. They do the same thing. You can fire one and it effectively fires a grenade. Then you have to wait to reload it. But the gun reloads itself. So you basically get one use of this specialty round, and then it reloads itself and you can fire again. You can fire full auto on the standard bullets, which gives you the same thing your gun did with the 4 bursts, as it were. Let's see. Then we have our newest invention, a very useful one in case you encounter enemies that happen to be plentiful in nature, or you need to make yourself a little bit of distance between you and the enemy. This particular use of it might be very useful in a cave or a small area, but it's called frost rounds or cryo rounds. Basically, it functions the same as a normal bullet, but it will do ice, like you'll do cold damage to the enemy instead. And then, of course, we have every soldier's necessity on the battlefield, something that in this great war against the Xenoplague you will need, a flamethrower.
I love it.
A Flammenwerfer. You can werf Flammen with it.
I now want 1 chakram for 2 of my hands and 1 gun for each of my robotic hands.
I'll put the stats of the gun into the Discord so everyone has them.
Am I to take this to assume then that it is rather incompatible with Rusty's normal craft work?
Yep.
Okay, that's fair. It seems like a very multifunctional weapon.
You
Don't think
greedy
you're
motherfucker.
Going
No,
to be
just
able to
enterprising.
tinker with this.
I figure
This
it does
looks to
quite a lot
be,
already.
if you could consider it such, an artifact, if such a thing were to exist.
That's fair. Already magical items he can't tinker with anyways.
Right. You know that this weapon can summon ammunition into its chamber from some unknown bunker, wherever that is. We're probably a secret location, so no one could find it.
Sure.
Because then the Xenoplague could possibly find it. Because it takes the knowledge of everyone it kills. So it summons the ammo into the gun, which takes 1 round. So you can fire a grenade, you can do fire damage, you can do frost damage, you can do a burst, or you can do standard fire. Standard fire shoots bullets, but they're all like basically armor-piercing bullets. which mechanic wise just basically means they're really nice bullets.
Oh, all right. Well, after digesting the user manual and chewing on that for a minute, he'll go ahead and assign it a slot in his weapon wheel and tuck it away. I reckon the rest of these can get picked up by the other people when they come around.
Yep.
Because I figure if I actually handle them directly, are they going to like encode on me as well, or?
Not necessarily. It just it gives you the same spiel if you pick the handle up by the handle.
Aha. Okay. Well, certainly don't want to grab it by the business end.
Yeah. Let's see. Stat-wise, it functions exactly the same. The damage is piercing, of course, instead of radiant, as a standard carbine.
Okay.
As far as range, blaster, and damage goes, it is not two-handed, though.
Is it the versatile property, or is it like it
No.
like one or two hands, or is it just a one-handed?
One-handed.
Big
Yep.
one ass. Okay.
Just a big-ass one-handed weapon. Now, you can hold it with two hands if you want to just get your other hand in there, but it looks like you're holding a mini, like a little Uzi. So
Unnecessary and silly.
right, yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
Mhm.
But
Well, all
yeah,
right.
that's basics of it as far as damage goes. The grenades that it fires are the grenades in this book anywhere. I don't know if there is.
Pomegranates.
Pineapple surprise.
Yeah.
I have a good substitute for
What's the
grenades.
surprise?
You'll find out in 2.5 seconds.
They do have a grenade in the DMG, but
Oh no, actually, sorry, that was a reference to a different surprise. Vex on YouTube, go check out Pickle Surprise.
here, let me.
Those of you playing at home, I do not recommend this.
Okay, for grenade, we're gonna use my favorite hippo men of all time, the GIF, because they have their own grenade.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Frag grenade. You can throw it up to 60 feet. Each creature within 20 feet must make a dex save, DC 15, or it takes 5d6 piercing damage.
Ooh, shrapnel grenade, huh?
Yeah. You can modify that however you want, Blake, but that's what they got.
What'd you say that was DC 15?
Yeah, I'm going to copy paste it. Yeah.
Okay, good.
The standard DC for like all magic item things is
Yeah,
15.
that's right.
Oh, and I just went back to Discord and I just see that GIF. Thanks. The bad thing is I know what episode of South Park that was from. That's Hillary Clinton's thing. By the way.
60 feet.
This was before Obama was president. That's how old that was.
5d6. Okay.
But you can modify that however you want. For them, it's a once a day thing, and they're a monster creatures.
This is once per, like, basically, if you use a grenade, you have to, and then the next round, the weapon has to reload, and then after that, it's loaded again. So
Okay.
it's like every other round.
Is this? It's starting to sound a lot like the MHP reload rules for their firearms.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it matches. That's what we're playing system-wise. HN Press, Dark Matter.
Okay. Yep. And then we have.
Because they don't really cover firearms in the Dark Matter source guide, I know, but like
Right.
if you go and look at other stuff they have, like the Gunslinger or the upcoming Vault of Spire Secrets,
Yeah.
name drop. They do cover firearm rules, and that loading property of like one action like that.
Available now on Discord, or not Discord, Kickstarter.
And they got a really big one you can put on for that's like one shot and 2 rounds to reload for the really, really big guns.
Mm-hmm.
But those suck because nobody likes to take 2 rounds to reload a gun.
That's why usually I really like when I play characters with the guns with reloading. I just fire all the rounds until I run out, and then just bludgeon them with the fucking gun. Usually they're dead by the time you run out of rounds, but
It's part of the reason why I like using blasters so much is you just don't gotta fuck with it.
ask Scotty because I used a double barrel shotgun to his game.
That was
And
fun.
most fights have never lasted more than 2 rounds.
Still fun.
Still
I'm not
great,
sure about
no.
everybody else, but I enjoyed it.
That's why I kind of changed. I'm like, I don't feel like anyone else is enjoying this except for me and Scotty.
The main problem is you always were like by far the top initiative.
It did help that I had advantage.
Yeah.
The next time we get back to I realize I didn't actually get a chance to put up my shopping list for gear to find, but I got a couple of magic item requests I want to look at too. The next time we get around to a trade center.
Well, you can trade here with some people in the city.
Well, frankly, I'm looking for 2 things in particular. One of them is an MHP item, so I'll send you the text on it. It's it's a common magic item, I think, or it might be uncommon, but it doesn't require attunement itself, but it attaches to a weapon and makes it require attunement.
Oh, nice.
They're weapon charms. They're weapon charms. They put like a little rider ability on your weapon, but they themselves are like tiered in rarity depending on what they do. But this is just a little die. It's like a little like a regular D6 on a chain. And I'll send you the ability on it over Discord. So hang on. And also the other thing I would like to look for is a headband of intellect.
That sounds smart.
Because craftsman is an int-based class, and I was a fool and pumped strength instead.
Oops.
All right. Anyone who took a Xenoplague Enforcer and wants to add it to their character sheet, it is.
I'm gonna put it in Discord and pin it.
A property this weapon can do that is not on that list that's not a combat related property is that it can literally scan anyone to see if they have the virus or not.
As well.
That's pretty goddamn handy.
Does it target them in auto fire if it finds the virus?
No, it just
Okay.
tells you they have it.
But it
Silently
really,
as well, just in
really-
case.
Sorry.
What'd you say? Go ahead.
I was just making a joke, a really bad joke, but it would be really, really, really suggest that you do pull the trigger anyway.
It may highly suggest you kill it anyway, but it will tell you on the screen that's on the back of the gun. So the back of the gun itself, if I use my cool drawing here. By the way, I drew that myself.
That's really good, by the way.
The very back of the gun, thank you, has a screen on it back there. The little nodule in the back is the screen.
Mhm.
And that tells you, like right here, this thing. And it tells you whether or not it's infected. It silently tells you target is infected. And you don't even, the laser is not really even visible. As long as the barrel of the gun scans past the target, it can tell you if any of these people have the Xenoplague. On the side of the gun there, you see the screen on the side there.
Oh,
That
move it-
tells you
move
what
that below.
round you're using.
There you go.
The screen on the side there tells you what round you're currently using.
I love that you made it a hybrid bolter lawbringer.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
it's basically a bolter lawbringer.
Alt is gonna love that when we tell him about
I'm
it.
trying to remember the anime, but there's an anime with like a fancy transformer pistol that kind of did that too. And it was like specifically for the police. Slash
I was gonna say-
detectives. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, the gun like actually folded out, and there was like a
Oh.
lethal
Was
version,
it-
and then like a non-lethal, and like the
Was
lethal
it-
one literally made you like explode from the inside.
Yeah.
Was it like all blue inside?
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
I know what you're talking about, but the name of the show
it's
is
on
escaping me.
Netflix. It was something Psycho, or it had Psycho in the name.
Wasn't Mob Psycho for sure.
No.
Psychopaths.
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 Thank you.
Yeah.
I watched all of it all the way through. It was very, very good.
We got there. Might have taken us a train from each of our different minds, but we finally fucking
Hey,
got there.
Right,
as long as we
right,
got there
right.
eventually. It is
Five-
getting late. So
Five
my
brains are
brain's
better than
shut
one.
down.
As
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey,
Tiamat
that
will let you know.
was great, everyone. We can do some side shopping and stuff on the side. You will for sure be here for 3 days before Talurra is given the medical clear by Dr. Tepish to continue adventuring, just to ensure that the parasite is destroyed. Any shopping or upgrades or anything you wish to do, you may do through Rusty's Emporium or through the shops that sell things for standard pricing in the Dungeon Master's Guide, anywhere in the city. So any dark matter material you want to purchase, standard pricing and whatnot. You also have standard pricing for Dungeon Master's stuff if you want magic items or whatnot for any money you might have acquired.
I have a side quest idea that might be interesting for Zora and Dalgar.
All right.
Trying to find long lost rare laser crystals on an ice planet. So we can make laser weapons.
The only question I have about that is for mine. I don't have a spot for the crystal to go. It's the edge is generated from the circular construct itself. It's not an actual lightsaber where it's focused through the crystal.
Oh. Well, this is not a lightsaber either. It's a laser sword, so we're fine.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
You may also do any other kind of shopping or upgrades or purchasing. You want to get new duds, new clothes, whatever. You want to look different. You want to be a different species. That's all entirely
You
possible.
want to get a Supreme jacket,
Yeah.
whatever you
Yeah.
want.
Get that drip.
Geez, I'm hitting the Graft Emporium.
Dr.
I want to get some bugbear arms.
Dr. Tepish should be your best friend.
For some reason, I thought pencils, and I thought you said graph. That took me way too long to process.
Look at this graph.
It is late.
Look at this graph.
On that note, everyone, we have progressed one more chunk into the story. Next time you can restore the ECA to functioning order and begin to find out where the heck that demonic static is coming from, and perhaps begin your journey towards building a fleet of your own to stop the Silver Fleet. So that'll be a fun little trek. Also knowing you have to upgrade your craft so that it can not only launch a 163 RT into the the cosmic ooze to stop it, but also you have to upgrade a craft that can get through the dead magic zone to get to it. So the dead space to get to it, because the area around the whole anomaly that is the cosmic ooze is a dead space.
I don't like the sound of that.
So
I don't like a dead space. I don't want to.
You most certainly won't. And on that particular note, we'll stop here. So we'll go with plugs. Zora, do you have any plugs?
No, but I'm kind of on the same vein as Scotty here. If that demonic static is coming from a planet cracker-sized ship, we're
going in.
Yeah.
Called the Ishinomura.
I'm immediately asking Rusty to go in the front of the party just to start with.
He's our engineer. He'll survive the most likely.
And we'll all die. So. And then he'll be shipped off to
the
an
fuck
insane
out of
asylum.
those zombies.
Just remember, go for the limbs.
Yep. All right. In that particular instance, then we'll move on. Do you have any plugs, Rusty?
Not today, I'm afraid.
All right. Do you have any plugs, Talurra?
Absolutely. You can find me on Twitter at VexyHex. You can also find me tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. EST on my channel, Fraction Moon D&D, where we have Starfall Academy, our masks-based game, where our group is going into space.
Woo!
And
nice.
Following that, potentially, it's still in the air right now due to some stuff, but potentially afterwards, following that at 3 o'clock EST, is my game, Union Academy, my Lancer-based game, where the crew are just getting into their first couple days of being at school and are going to be meeting some nice people. Totally nice, not their rivals at all. So come check those out. It's a blast. No sarcasm at all. Why would I ever use sarcasm? Come on.
My sarcasm radar is going off. I don't know why.
Clearly. I don't know why.
Check out all of our plugs and Twitter channels down below. visit any one of us, even including the people who aren't here. There are some great artists that are here. Last but of course not least, Scotty.
Yes, run a lot of different games on this channel. The next one will be next Wednesday, as of this date, November 10th, as we continue our Icewind Dale game, where the group might be trying to look into this Drugar situation that's going on in 10 towns. But first, they got to deal with a very big skeleton. And they might be taking interesting magic item back. The problem is it's big and bulky, but the good news is they have a scimitar with them, so it might be fine. But that will be next Wednesday.
All right. Well, that sounds like all the plugs, and we thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time, Space Cowboys.
Bye.
Bye.
Stay quarantined.
I'm listening to Hey Pumpkinhead.